This,
Hello, good evening.
well, it's not really James Bond, though, is it? I think this is close to Metal Gear Solid and it is James Bond. Think about this weird book we're getting into. DC by Night, everybody. DC by Night. Big thank you to Danston Murphy for making me think, hey, maybe we really should do an episode on this. We really should just go ahead and do an episode on DC by Night. And this has got that early installment weirdness in it. This is a very early book, and you can tell, can't you?
I mean, it does have some quirks to it, yes. This
was back when the Camarilla 7 was the main drive of the story. Where you had the 7 clans of the Camarilla. You had the Giovanni, but they weren't focused. There was no Giovanni Chronicles. There was no big war with the Sabbat. There was no Anarch shit. It was just the 7 clans with a focus, and that was it. And the book treats it like that.
There are still Sabbat mentioned in the book, but it is not the focus.
The Sabbat is mentioned. They also do reference Cairns of Power, because this was written after Cairns of Power, and
it is.
Expect that you have read it.
And it's also written directly after Under a Blood Red Moon, because it considers the events of Under a Blood Red Moon to be completely canon. All 3 paths of Under a Blood Red Moon simultaneously are canon. All 3 things happened.
Yeah, it's incredibly hard to work with.
And now here we are with this shitty, fucked up book that is aged significantly. We are living in a completely different world than we were in 1995. This book was written 30 years ago.
So we're in for some crusty World of Darkness.
This is 30 years old. It does not reflect what America looks like today.
It's not only that, but because it was written at this time period, there's stuff in here that they would not have done if this was, say, revised.
You're over here in this old Clinton years story. It has nothing to do today with how we're being invaded by all these different foreign powers that are controlling our politicians, that the people in Congress don't actually have any control, and it doesn't matter. The executive branch is ballooned to such a massive size that who cares if we have congressmen or a Supreme Court, because the president can just do whatever he wants. And the president is controlled by a foreign power that has no interest and no love for his American people, is a massive false messiah who spin doctored his way into power, and now life is worse for everybody, and now here we are.
It really makes the party of no, which is the period this was written in. This was written during the beginning of Newt Gingrich essentially taking the Republicans into this obstructionist party sort of thing. It's very different.
And then we got good old George W. Bush, who killed all those people, and he loved it. And he killed 100 people in the thousands of people in the Middle East, and he loved it.
Holden Blood Feast, 119 years old, Republican senator from Iowa, votes yes in terms of killing all of the brown people. Please,
back
God,
in that time, I would
prefer again. Oh God, I want to see dead bodies one more time. Seen as respectable bipartisan by all in Congress.
Back in his time, as a deranged, crazy, right-winger racist, and you know what? Today I still am. Nothing's ever changed. And I've gone nowhere. I've gone in my full political journey over the course of 10 years. I'm right back where the fuck I started in the far right. I've made no progress. I try getting out of this shit, but no, I can't do it.
It's because you keep watching lolcows on YouTube, and it's polluted your mind into a sense of paranoia.
I've been horribly radicalized, and there's no cure for it.
Say, you're a good company. Neither has the entire country.
Neither has the entire country. Done lost it. 2020 was what ruined everybody's lives, and the world's now worse forever. All right, let's get into this book.
Fucking hell. Hold on. I promised the future of minds I wouldn't be on any far right podcast today.
Well, sorry, but you're here now.
I guess we are. This is the most self-loathing right-wing podcast.
Next thing you know, you're going to watch a Sneeko video. You know? You're going to watch a Sneeko video, and then you're going to watch a Nick Fuentes video. And then
I think
you're going to watch
Fuentes should kill himself on live TV. I think it'd be really funny.
And then you'll end up just where all the far righters are, the gay section of Pornhub.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's kind of normal in general.
And recent news over the course of last week, Donald Trump sucked the dick of Bill Clinton. I don't feel the need to say allegedly because it's been well documented. But we'll say allegedly for the sake of doing it.
That doesn't surprise me.
He also has proof of him being with one of the Epstein victims in Epstein's house.
As it turns out, he was gay, and that you were his biggest fan, and that makes you gay too. You know,
and the best part about all of this is after both parties tried as hard as possible to avoid letting the Epstein files get leaked.
This is why it's known as Make America Gay Again. That's what it actually stands for. That's what the
I
acronym
want to
actually
make
stands for.
America famous again, but that's
We are
never
going
happening.
to destroy the nuclear family and replace it with husband, adopted child, social worker. That's the
Oh,
ideal
don't forget
household.
Not
H1B
intended.
visitor.
Yes. And it'll be absolutely beautiful.
I-
As
But
you can
it's
tell,
what-
it's going to be a very political episode today.
well, it's a very political game, and it's the most political. This is the most political book they've ever written. This.
Oh, dear
This is
Christ.
thanks to DC's education. I can barely read, so yeah.
So what did DC look like 30 years ago? Well, around this time, this is when Washington DC became a ghetto, crime-infested shithole.
Yeah,
So-
Became,
so-
no, it's
so-
been that way since the 70s, buddy.
Yeah.
The South Side sucked for decades.
Yeah.
So, to put in comparison, record number of homicides fully for the year of 2023 was 274.
Yes.
The
If you're
highest
curious,
was in
that's
1991, which was
Yeah.
482.
Yeah.
it has lowered somewhat, but it's still at Central American numbers.
Hey, here's the thing though, is that nowadays that title is and always will belong to Baltimore, Maryland.
Baltimore, Maryland, which is right next to Washington D.C. and it gets mentioned in this book a few times.
Yes, it does. It is exactly
it
an
also
hour to the
canonically-
northeast, right up. I believe that's I-95 from D.C. to Baltimore.
I-95 or 495, it'll take you either way. It's about hypothetically, if traffic plays with you, maybe a half hour.
And you can tell-
Realistically, it's more like 3 hours.
Yeah, on I-95, it's always going to be 3 hours no matter what, because I-95 sucks.
And you can
Also,
tell when this book
you
is
are
written too.
4 hours away from the city of brotherly love, which beats up Santa Claus.
They also kill the hitch spot, if y'all remember that.
in New York, during the time of the Smell plot, Francisco de Polonia still controlled New York City, and the book claims that a bunch of Sabbat were coming from New York, going into Baltimore, and if Baltimore falls, to move to DC next. But it turns out it doesn't matter because the Sabbat are already in DC. It doesn't matter.
And
They're
here's
already
the
here.
interesting thing: they never clarify what really goes on in Baltimore. They focus more on Changeling with Baltimore for whatever reason.
Yeah, it's the book that was
But-
never written. Like maybe it'll go around Baltimore by night book, but it just never happened.
No, there is,
I mean, what
however,
they
a
established
Changeling
was
book that takes
interesting,
place in
though,
And that was
Baltimore.
kind of it.
But what they established was interesting because the city was not quite fallen to the Sabbat. It's close, but what ultimately was causing trouble was there was a warlord period among the Camarilla where each clan had their own princeling, basically, or at least
Yeah.
there were a lot of factions that had their own prince.
And-
It was a dumpster fire.
This is also DC during the .com bubble when AOL was huge and everybody had all these different businesses online, and then right before everything crashed and burned, it got worse for everybody.
Oh yeah, there's
Uh,
actually a character that specializes in computer systems because of this, Malkavian.
The other thing to point out, very critically, is who is mayor at this time. So,
Marion Barry, right?
Marion Barry. So
Yeah.
he was the mayor of DC pretty much from originally from 1979 to 1991.
Yes.
Also, to make a point, DC did not have a mayor until I believe 1973. It was federally controlled until
Yes.
home rule was established.
Yes.
The city went downhill during Marion Barry's term. A lot of allegations of corruption, financial malfeasance, and then finally, in 1990, he was arrested in a sting operation by the FBI and the DC police for crack cocaine use and possession.
Which, hey, that's not the first time a person in power abused crack. Canada has a similar mayor.
Yeah.
During the videotaped arrest, he said of the former girlfriend, "Bitch set me up. I shouldn't have come here. Goddamn bitch."
Hell yeah.
He was arrested. He did get initially a missed
Yeah,
trial.
I did cocaine and crack, DC police officers who I pay for. What you gonna do about it?
Hold on.
Huh,
Let's breathe in.
bitch?
He was sentenced to 6 months
I
in federal
run
prison
this city, bitch!
before the November election of that would have been 1990. He received 20% of the vote overall and doing well among the voters of Ward 8. And if I remember correctly, Jojo, you could help me with this. Ward 8 is currently being led by, was it Trayvon White? a man who
Correct.
is a neo-Nazi. Or not neo-Nazi, sorry. Is an anti-Semite. I'm mixing those two up.
They're similar.
This guy had believed
I mean,
that
honestly,
there were weather
the only
machines.
difference between a neo-Nazi and an anti-Semite is it's not even skin color anymore. You can be as pitch black as night and still proclaim yourself Aryan. Like, let's not even joke.
Kanye West,
Apologies, Trayvon White. You're not like Nick Fuentes. You're just an anti-Semite.
Sneeko. Who else? Clayton Bigsby, Uncle Ruckus.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter at this point.
And the numbers are growing.
So,
nowadays, when you get called a Nazi, it means less than being called an anti-Semite. Nazi's now just like a synonymous word for cool guy on the internet.
Not
That's
really.
what the
No.
I mean,
word
it doesn't matter because you can be an anti-Semite and actually be considered a cool guy. Just look at the people that are propped up by Twitch.
Yeah.
so he gets
They're not going until Dan Clancy's ripped
look at who just got elected as the mayor of New York.
I need to get for the DC for the rest of DC with Marion Barry. So in 1992, he's released. He then files for run for Ward 8 City Council seat, running under the slogan, "He may not be perfect, but he's perfect for DC." He wins. Did not say he was interested in being mayor, and then runs in 1994 with the oft-repeated quote of when he was counseling voters about who oppose his mayoral campaign to get over it. And he wins for 56% to his opponent, 42% of the vote.
Yeah, he won despite everything that fucking happened.
Yep.
It was also the 42% would have been the strongest showing from the Republican mayoral candidate.
Compared to Louisiana, which also had the glorious David Duke running and actually winning due to how their fucking stuff works down there.
So, at this time, though, in 95, the city had a deficit between $700 million and $1 billion.
Yes.
City services were dysfunctional, the government was unworkable, and you just so happen to also have, in Congress now, for the first time in 40 years, a majority Republican House of Representatives.
Boom. Congratulations.
I can't be so much of production in this video. Hold on, I'll be back.
So you have this massive economic decline along with a federal government that is not willing to really help you, along with a very dysfunctional and kind of unpopular mayor, to the point where in a Democrat majority city, they nearly elected the Republican.
Keep in mind that he was also responsible for its downfall for about a damn near 20 years because he was the first fucking mayor to boot, too.
And there you have it.
Oh, and if you're wondering why DC is so Democrat-run, it's specifically because the Democratic Party actually pushed for the DC statehood initiative. That's the big reason they keep going.
And it will stay a blue city until the end of time.
Yep.
Either that or the atomic bombs fall.
Always be blue.
No, Maryland itself is votes blue 99-1 pretty much every single year.
It feels good in a swing
Baltimore.
state.
It is also one of the Republicans' policies would be, hey, we don't want DC to be very independent. And it's not a really winning promise to be the independent mayor of that territory.
It's more like neither party actually is very good at running that city.
No.
Well, nobody's good at running anything, so we shouldn't have anything.
But don't worry, the undead are actually somehow fucking worse. We'll get into that.
Oh boy.
We go. And when it comes to DC, before we get into the history section, it is described in the book as Excalibur when it comes to vampire cities. If you control DC, you control the whole damn world by this point. The Tremere Pontifex, who we'll get to in the history, Marissa, pretty much was the strongest woman on the planet for around 20 years. And she controlled DC.
Well, no, it's even more than that. It's for about 50 because here's the thing. DC originally was completely unimportant.
It was completely irrelevant. It didn't matter for years and years until the Civil War happened.
And here's the funniest thing. It was so irrelevant, a Bruja basically pulled an Emperor Norton and was the first prince of the city.
And then he died the next day.
No one contested it. He stayed prince for a while.
Yeah. And he died and nobody cared. But then But then Princess Marissa took over. And I'll go ahead and just say call her queen by this point because of just how much shit she controlled. And she was the world's strongest vampire. And then the Camarilla and Tremere as a whole clan realized, We fucked up by giving her the keys to the strongest nation in the world's biggest, most important city where all the key people in the room where it happen to be.
Because the elders of Europe undercalculated how strong the United States was destined to become.
And then it didn't matter. They tried getting rid of her another way. It didn't work. And then Vought said, hold on, buddy. We got a handle for you. And then one of my favorite villains in all of Vampire the Masquerade came into power, Marcus Vattel.
So what happens is in the early 50s, a Ventrue by the name of Marcus Vattel awakens. He had a plantation of some sort. He woke up.
Quote unquote Ventrue.
Oh, we're gonna spoil it already? Okay, yeah.
We'll get into it. I mean, look at the guy's profile picture. It's obvious what clan he is. It's obvious.
Looks like the Lasombra traced.
Well, I was trying to play a mystery to you viewers, but yeah, he was a Lasombra.
You can hear Evanescence Bring Me to Life blaring in the background as you look at this picture.
So Marcus Vattel, real name, what was it? Marcus Vitellis Sejanus?
Lucius
Sejanus.
Yeah.
Who was a real character, who was a real figure, by the way. He was a senator that was actually murdered during the beginning of the Augustus period.
But let me retry. Let me get back into format with this. Let's begin with the history before we go too crazy into Marcus, because there's a real piece of the pie that I'll have to keep hidden. All right, get into it. And it says in this book,
back, like pre-America, like back when the Croatan was still been here.
Oh yeah, I'll get to that. It also says at the front forward of the book, a moral society. If you breach the Masquerade here, you're fucked. Marcus Vattel has a whole cold open novel section where it said Tremere meeting him for the first time, and he says, "This is my house. What I say goes, and you don't get to question it. And if you breach the Masquerade once, you die. That's the rule."
I do like also with these early books when they talk about the traveling to the location, because you see it with Chicago and with Milwaukee. They do
Mexico City by Night also does it. I've looked at a few other by night books. A lot of the by night books, at least in the first two editions, did this, which is really nice.
Trains, buses, planes.
Yeah, it gives you all the modes of
various
transportation.
airports.
This was a book that was written before Uber and Lyft became a thing.
I do like they bring up rail travel, which, yeah, the DC Metro is pretty good.
Like trains.
It is one of the more
nice.
important metros.
I was there, I think a week or two ago, going down to Alexandria to see a show.
The whole thing behind DC is that they have two different metro companies, right?
No.
You got Mark and Amtrak.
It has Amtrak SEPTA, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So, and the way it works is technically because it also operates in Virginia and Maryland. It technically has to balance now DC government, Maryland, Virginia, and the federal government.
That's a lot of people you gotta pay money to.
Quite complicated.
It is.
I mean, you go into different organizations and it says, "Would you like to be the vampire that controls the AARP, Kyle?"
The vampire.
Yep.
I don't think you understand. That's fucking powerful.
It is.
Yeah,
That's some Ventrue shit right there.
You control all the retirees. You have an entire herd
population of elderly ghouls.
Of geriatrics.
And you do have to tell, again, what would have been relevant at the time. ARP, they bring up ATF, specifically the attack on the Branch Davidians in Waco.
Yeah, which
American
was
Medical Association with
AARP
Medicare.
ain't shit on the AMA, because if you have the American Medical Association, you have your hands on the pulse of the hospital boards and systems.
Would that have changed before or after Barack Obama?
Definitely would have changed.
Have you gained more or less
but
power?
it would probably gain more power.
Especially after Obamacare.
Because remember, at this point, Bill Clinton is going to reduce some of the federal government's welfare burdens to the states.
Well, that's true, yeah. Would you like to control the Department of Defense? Would you like to control the Federal Reserve, the National Rifle Association, the Nuclear Regulatory Commission?
OSHA?
If this was written today, they'd swap out the NRA right now with APAC.
Well, either way, the thing is, this is the hypothetical. The problem is there's several very strong ceilings. Vattel himself is probably the strongest in the city, but globally, vampires keep an eye on DC because it is the city, much like the first city, much like the second city, much like Rome was in the ancient days, much like Constantinople was in the east, much like Baghdad was among the Ashira.
Yes.
This is the gem of the world.
And you gave the city over to a objectively factual psychopath.
Yep, without a doubt. 100%.
For the second time, Marissa was also pretty crazy.
She was better than Vittel by a long mile, by a massive mile.
But essentially, no vampire ever wants anyone having too much power, to the point where, despite what Vittel is, even he's willing to bow down slightly.
I'm living in that 21st century, son of man.
And this is for Kindred, if you're coming into this city, it's a fucking nightmare. Getting in is a nightmare because everything's watched. Your moves are watched, and Vitellis especially is watching you.
I say
moving
no
around,
one man should
acting
have all that power.
He knows all, sees all, and saws all.
And you now have to imagine today, because
this is a dude who managed to browbeat the Guru pack in the area into basically being nothing.
He did. There's a pack of Bonars in here. We're yet to do Karen's Place of Power. That's the Thanksgiving episode, but we'll read it, and there is a gigantic Bonar Karen in Washington D.C. that has American Dream as her totem.
And it was built on top of the Croatown one, if I recall correctly.
And they can't do
about that.
They can't do a damn thing against Vittel. To put it into perspective, it's just how untouchable this man is. He is. This might be one of the strongest vampires. Period. I'm gonna say he's on the same level of power scaling as like Hardstep the Eldest, or not younger, but.
Yeah, that's actually reasonable.
And if JoJo, if you want to fight him too, we'll read his stat block on air, but we'll go through it with the stat block.
Oh, speaking of which, the only safe way to get into DC without Vittel keeping his eye on you, you have to dance the death dance with the fucking Shadow Lords or the Nosferatu who use that area as havens.
Yes, and then you'll get your ass fucked. You mess up once, you're dead. That's it. All right, let's go. Let's get into history. So, before there was a city here, this was Croton land. And of course, we already went over the Croton story 3 times, 4 times, maybe 5 times in this channel. They were here. They chose to just camp out and live in the southern parts of the United States of America because of a prophecy they received that a big damn snake was going to come out of the ground and eat the world. And they had to be ready for that. And then the big damn snake showed up with the release of the consumption worm in South America, who made a beeline.
Shadow Lords, very cool.
Yeah, for the ozone layer of the Umbra just happened to be in Croton territory. The Croton did the big damn ritual that was never explained, and then the Croton all disappeared.
Their deaths to defeat it, yes.
And they were all gone, and then no more Croton. And then the Ictina tried harboring the land, but the Ictina didn't really stick around here because the Ictina, how much land were the Ictina trying to control during this time? Because it wasn't just South America.
South America and Mexico.
Polynesia, Australia, Japan, Southeast Asia, China, India, all of Africa, the Middle East, they spread out everywhere.
Yeah, it's a lot, and they got fucked for this.
And because of that, you had very few Ictina that were living in Washington, D.C., that when the Weaver starts spinning her webs here, the Ictina thought it would be a tactical decision to abandon this territory and not defend it. And then we saw
left the cairn, by the way, left by the Croatan.
Yeah. And don't worry, the Bonars will pick up the stick later.
But that's the werewolf history. In real life, Washington, D.C. was a swampy shithole because it's on the Potomac River.
It was humid as hell. The humidity in the air. The minute you go out to the city with long hair, it will frizz out in 20 minutes flat.
Yeah, no, it's lethally
flat,
humid and
marshy,
in DC.
filled with rivers.
Don't you ever wear a long sleeve in the city?
Yeah, no, I went hiking.
I'm going to regale a tale of when I was here in the summer.
Yes.
And I decided, you know what? I'm walking, I forget, like from like the White House all the way down to the Capitol.
Yes.
You fool.
In like July heat. I am sweating. I'm dying. It is miserable. And finally, when I get that hint of AC, it's like ambrosia.
Yeah,
welcome to the Tide Waters, motherfucker.
Also since it is built on top of a swamp, it's hot and humid, and it rains constantly.
I'm dead serious. We're going to build a church on that land.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, whenever people say drain the swamp, they might not necessarily mean the politics. They might mean just the fucking
BC
city
in general. Yeah, but
I
I remember I went down to Teddy Roosevelt Island with a couple of friends last summer. It was a little bit cloudy that day, but even still, the humidity was brutal. I was wearing jeans like a fucking idiot, and I was soaked to the bone by the time we got back on the metro.
As it turns out, Trump has a massive plan to destroy the waterways of Washington, D.C. to dry out the air. And that's what the actual scheme is.
I studied a lot of playbooks in my time as Mr. President, man, and I was really inspired by a fella. His name was Benito Mussolini. He drained the swamps around Rome to get rid of malaria. Malaria was a great crisis among the people.
We would like to...
Great man, that Mussolini. I didn't mean to say that out loud.
We would
I didn't
like
say
to
that.
Promote the head of King Breweries to be my secretary of health and fitness, and he'll be bringing back the presidential fitness test.
I have
but in short,
there's
almost nothing here. There's almost nothing here. Its main function was to serve as a border between Maryland and Virginia as colonial colonies, one being founded as the first colony by the English, the other being a Catholic holdout. And then eventually, when the colonies rebelled, they argued, where should we put the capital?
And then
Philadelphia.
Between them.
They wanted to be Philadelphia.
And then Philadelphia got destroyed.
What happened is that ye old Alexander Hamilton had a little dinner with Thomas Jefferson and James Monroe, as the story goes. And then the whole thing was, I will let you decide where the nation's capital is going to be if you give me control of the bank. And then what was it? Aaron Burr said, did you know it didn't matter where you put the U.S. capital? Because we have the banks. We're in the same spot. You got more than you gave, and I wanted what I got.
Are you
when you got skin in the game, stay in the game.
Basically, it was selected here because many compromises were made in the formation of the United States. And one of them was it couldn't be too far north or too far south.
And then Alexander Hamilton, massive federalist that he was, that wanted the executive branch to control fucking everything, got the banking system of his dreams. And then Thomas Jefferson got a piece of shit land to make the capital that ultimately didn't matter because the city never got fucking built. What happened is that while they were trying to build this city, how many fucking events just happened to stop the city from being built? I mean,
floods, work delays because they couldn't get people in. I think there was a rebellion against taxes at one point.
And then the War of 1812 happened, where the British came in and then burnt the whole damn thing to the ground.
Correct.
Yes, they did.
And in the vampire world, effectively what happened was, this was a podunk city, and the only people that were really interested were some local toreador.
Mm-hmm.
And they lost the argument on the design because they really wanted to Frenchify the city.
Yeah, from the
they
vampire
got mad.
Which does
vampire
relate
POV.
to the guy who initially surveyed it, L'Enfant.
Yeah, L'Enfant, who said, "Oh, we're going to have this building over here, and the streets will look like this, and this will be the architecture," and nobody knew what the fuck he was saying.
Probably well, they knew what he was saying, but it was too expensive. What ultimately happened was he lost the bid, and they actually got a guy who... There's a fun conspiracy about the design of Washington, D.C., because there are elements that you can see in it, where the main structure of the core of the city was based on Freemason, geometry.
It is. Yep. Pull up that Illuminati triangle on the screen.
It's not just the Illuminati triangle. If you actually... There's conspiracies that the main boulevards around the mall area were specifically to make it look like specific symbols of the Freemason lodges.
It's that good old subliminal messaging slowly coming in, taking control of your mind.
Like you have the measuring calipers, that sort of thing. But this was a tiny town. No one really wanted to live in swampy shithole.
Yes.
And neither did the senators or the representatives. As soon as government was done doing anything, they would leave because it smelled like shit. There were pigs still because this was right next to farmland.
It was.
The roads would flood randomly just because of lack of drainage.
Yeah.
Kyle,
what's dumpster fire?
Kyle, what's on the screen right now?
That is the symbol for the Freemasons, if I know correctly.
No. Like, how's it? Well, we've had it on screen since we started.
Oh, before I've had the cover page for DC by Night.
Yeah, I was gonna say like have a little thing in studio notes. I just painted it again.
Oh,
yeah.
you got a like amped up version of it. Okay.
Yeah, I got an amped up version.
Okay.
And as for vampire populations in this area, essentially no one wanted the gig because it was such a nothing. Everyone was focused on the state capitals, except for a crazy Bruja who Emperor Nortoned himself as prince.
Yeah, his name was Arthur Carroll. In what was it?
Thanks for that. The Malkavians and Nosferatu are the two most dominant clans here in sheer population.
As they had the foresight to know that this was going to be a pretty important city. The Malkavians just because they know shit, and then the Nosferatu because nobody was around here to see their faces. This is a pretty good place
also
to
nice
them.
because they can just hide in the Potomac.
Potomac.
And then after that city got built, there was also this freak storm that destroyed the Congressional Library that the Tremere had a fucking spur got over.
Oh yeah. This is actually funny. So what happened was, in the War of 1812, yes, it was the Canadians and British Army sacking Washington, D.C. And here's the thing. An out-of-season storm came out of nowhere, leading to a very rare tornado formation, which almost never happens in the D.C. area, to swirl around and fuck up the British Army.
It was the divine wind literally came to save us.
And it destroyed them because the Tremere were seething mad about all this stuff in the Congressional Library being destroyed. They killed the British over it.
Oh yeah, by the way, if you're curious, when people complain about the White House being destroyed, so the original White House was destroyed here, and the second one's basically only the facade at this point. If you're wondering, Harry Truman had to reconstruct the entire thing. At one point, one of his daughters almost fell through the floor and died. Like, it was a rotten, claptrapped shithole that was neglected by FDR because of the war effort and depression. Like, there was the chandelier that had a habit of just swinging, like, and you would just hear it groan. There was actually rumors the place was haunted by, like, every fucking president because it kept settling and moving, and you would hear the structure groan. It was legitimately a hazard to work in.
If fucking OSHA would find the president, that'd be funny as shit.
As soon as Harry S. Truman had people look at it, they came in pale-faced and said, "You have to get out of here, Mr. President. We have to fix this entire thing."
If they just left it alone, he would have died from the roof caving in on him, and then Russia would have won the war.
The only part of the building that they said was remotely stable and worthy of habitation was the Harry S. Truman balcony, which was the first thing he added to the White House.
That was it.
Everything else was rated as collapsing at any moment.
Don't forget the bowling alley.
And
but yeah, if you're wondering, the White House reconstruction is very common. The only thing that's kept from the original is the facade.
And then we get to the Civil War, where we get the true confirmation, the canon confirmation that clans Torador and Ventrue hate black people. They always have.
Yes, they do.
There was not a single black Torador or Ventrue at this time. And
actually, I can disagree with you because there's Andrew Seneca, 1809.
Well, yeah, you're right about that. And then what happened with the Civil War is that with Alexandria being a Confederate town, this was a pretty hot, pretty busy area during the Civil War, just to put the very long story short. And because of that, you had a lot of people move into Washington, D.C. for war effort reasons. But it also became this massive shithole of disease and filth where everybody got fucking sick. All 36 hospitals held 500,000 patients.
Washington, D.C. had no hospitals before the Civil War. They had to build like 30 of them for the war.
Oh yeah, on top of that, a good amount of slaves ended up fleeing up north here, because this was where slaves were first released in the north. It was completely
Also, this was the period of time where Washington, D.C. actually had its own mini version of the Maginot Line, where it had earthworks and trench defense systems. They actually built... Yeah. So originally, did you know that the mall was not green? It actually had train tracks that were built specifically to funnel troops in so that they can continue to fight in the Eastern Theater.
Yes.
Actually, I did not know that.
It was a fucking mess down there too. It looked ugly as shit.
A lot of the mid-Atlantic and tidewater cities exploded during the Civil War because it was critical for the war effort. Baltimore also faced similar explosions in size.
And over here, the Toreador and Adventure were saying, "You guys are talking about reparations. I mean, yeah, I agree with the idea of reparations. I bought slaves back in the 1800s and they escaped. Where's my money back for them?"
I mean, they're not alone. There is a Gangrel character that would have agreed with him. His name is Decker. He's in Milwaukee by night.
Oh no, don't bring up that book. That book is cursed.
Oh, Jesus.
So it's not just the Toreador and the Venture. There are Gangrel that were also guilty. Heroes on both sides. What?
As it turns out, the Toreador and Venture as clans fully sided with the Confederacy. They believed in states' rights. States' rights to what? States' rights to slavery. And they said there's nothing wrong with it.
You're not ripping my herd. You're not legally ripping my herd away from me, Kine. I paid for them fair and square. That's what they're thinking.
Because Kyle, think about it for a minute. Why would the Venture and Toreador be very invested in this land?
Well, mostly because it used to belong to a whole bunch of Garu who probably have some cool shit that they can use.
The reason being is that the Venture don't want to pay their workers. That is the wet dream of the Venture. And the Toreador...
There is another aspect.
Yeah?
Remember, the South really elevated the concept of a new aristocracy, which the Venture were probably going, oh, it's almost like it was back during the Dark Ages, because they only became businessmen because being lords became untenable for them.
It was impossible to live that kind of fantasy, so that's when the whole become a CEO mindset came into play.
Except here.
So they want to keep slavery to retain their LARP.
And
unironically,
and then Asher Clan Toreador, where have the coolest parts of American culture come from? The North or the South?
South.
Correct. Because of the architectural improvements.
Oh yeah, because you look up north and everything there is just boring as shit. New York City did not look like that back in the day.
Midwest, no, certainly not.
Yeah, all these ugly ass cities that were just geometrical grids. And then you go down here, you have Louisiana, you have Atlanta, you have Savannah, you have Miami, you have Orlando.
Which region of the country invented the concept of flight, role-playing games, and good food?
The South.
Midwest, technically.
There you go.
The South.
We are the heirs of the culture of America.
Gaucher log cabin stolen from the Finns. Ugh. Why do that when you can go to the New France quarters of New Orleans or to Fort Augustine, which was built by good Spaniards and hands hundreds of years old?
You come down here, I will take you to a Church's Chicken, and we'll see what you think about that good food.
Well, that's Church's Chicken. We don't trust Church's Chicken. Go to Zaxby's.
But this is where Prince Carol meets his end, because as you do in early White Wolf books, if you need a prince to go away, you just throw an Assamite at them and they go away.
Yeah. And the best part about that Carol, well, what happened is that we don't know what happened, except he died and credit was given to Clan Assamite, but we never got the name of the Assamite. Now, honestly, that's a sign of a good hitman. They don't identify them. You do the job, you go in, you kill the guy, you get out. Yep. Isn't it really stupid in the Marvel stories to hire Bullseye to do a job? You get a hitman with a very highly identifiable marking on his forehead to do the job.
You need the name recognition.
Which leads to the conspiracy that it was actually an elder Venture that lived in Richmond that was the gunman.
A rich man from Richmond? Exactly.
James Harrison, an elder Venture that was in Richmond.
And he went ahead and he killed the guy. And then when that happened, everybody was convinced that Robert E. Lee and Stonewall Jackson was going to come in and take over. The Venture and Toreador were already having a party, and then behold, a Tremere named Marissa, she doesn't get a last name, stepped in and said, "Excuse me, I've been around this area since the War of 1812. If there's somebody that knows how to run DC, it's me." She steps in, names herself Pontifex, and then runs the city the right way. And
by the way, the Tremere were horrifically depressed because she doesn't have a penis. Because remember,
that's exactly what it is.
Back then.
It's that, after all, Kyle, who did Tremere date when he was alive?
Who did Tremere? Oh, that was a minute ago. Hang on.
Etrius and Goratrix.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Those two men. Fuckers.
Yes. There was no woman in Tremere's life at
We're
any
a
point.
fraternal organization. Emphasis on the fraternization.
Exactly.
He was the incel turned chuddy homosexual.
Yeah,
It's fraternal. It's like Christian brotherly kisses.
Being a
on the
Tremere's
floor.
pretty gay, you know.
Bro was unironically kissing the homies on their forehead before going to sleep.
Kissing the homies goodnight is not gay.
Reminder that Sasha Vikos originally had Goratrix as a mentor back when he was immortal.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And,
You
oh god!
You think that's where some of Sasha Vikos' gender dysphoria came into play from Goratrix?
Hold on.
That and what the eldest did.
Yeah.
I do find this interesting here. So Marissa has her ghouls raid the Library of Congress and the Smithsonian Institute to find documents of mystical importance, and then also used her sex to curry favors with male ghouls and kindred.
Yeah. What she did is that
Very standard methods.
if you wanted her favor, you had to get between her legs, and whoever made her come the hardest got the favor.
Even though
or
you're all
vice
dead.
versa, where she would use herself as a honeypot.
Yes.
Yeah, someone was horny when they wrote that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's standard female prince tactics or female primogen. They do this a lot in early White Wolf.
over here salivating over the idea of the femdom vampire
men
queen.
use their brawn, but women use their seduction.
No, they use their thaumaturgy to bloodbend you into amazing tantric moments.
And what was the other thing that she used her power? Racism.
Nice.
That was the other thing she
Correct.
used.
Paula
She
Dean.
said she was looking at the other people that she couldn't fuck, and she said, "You see that guy?" And she just pointed out a black guy on the street. He wants to take everything away from you. And then that's how she would secure power.
Sounds a lot like
That's
modern
an interesting
politics,
way
in
to
all
say
honesty.
her policy on the Giovanni.
Yeah.
She used the Giovanni as a scapegoat for most of her time.
Our problem.
Those goddamn Italians ruining DC.
She hated
Well, remember,
the black.
Italians weren't considered white back then.
That's true.
She hated the Irish. She hated
that's true.
Italians. She hated Jews, as all Tremere do.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's true. Tremere hate Jews. Well, then again,
Yes, they do.
Zamichi hate Jews too.
Well, there goes
and
my
the-
ideas of wanting to play as a Tremere.
Need everyone.
In fairness, I probably would bring on a Kabbalah specialist just because of they're interested in that sort of study.
Who do you think was teaching Hitler about all this arcane shit?
Oh god.
Tremere.
Yeah, House Goratrix. Yeah. Yeah.
And Marissa had this whole idea that she was the new Queen Victoria, and that she had John D. eating her lasagna between her legs, and that she was the most powerful woman in the world. She eventually won the favor of the Ventrue and the Toreador through her pussy, and then the Nosferatu
She
and
also pivoted
Malkavians
her
were-
politics completely because she started by appealing to the low clans specifically because DC's filled with them.
Populist, yeah.
Oh,
She-
speaking of populism, guess what assassinations she was responsible for?
Abraham Lincoln.
MLK.
William
No.
McKinley.
Well, oh yeah,
McKinley knew
yeah,
too
Oh,
much.
that
yeah.
was Leon Shogash.
Yeah, and well, who do you think paid him?
Oh yeah, that's
Well,
probably true.
seriously, a few kindred historians see Marissa's hand in the assassination. So, legitimately, McKinley knows too much. Teddy Roosevelt is our... Which, if you think about it, makes sense because businesses had the strongest ties to the government besides the undead.
And let me ask you then, Adam, out of all the vampire clans during this part of the story, which clan had the most money? Think about it.
Giovanni.
Giovanni, yes.
Oh, yeah, because of their mercantile criminal nature.
So what this was, you can look at it two ways. Because Marissa around this time was starting to ghoul congressmen. The first guy she did this to was this guy called Alexander Shepard, who did all this environmental shit, improving the environment, getting rid of the train tracks in the mall, making DC more green and beautiful. And she ended up bankrupting DC by doing that, but it paid off in the end
And she's
because it was
doing this
pretty.
specifically to win the Toreador on side, if I recall.
the-
She also
Yes.
she also
Wait.
brought back the infant plan.
And
Yes.
the last guy she ghouled was a congressman by the name of Strom Thurmond.
That was a fun name.
Yeah.
Well, you're
I think there's
joking,
one-
but Ronald Reagan was a key vampire agent in crushing the Anarchs.
Wait, what?
And
Yes.
yes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
there's one thing I almost forgot to mention. The city was actually supposed to be bigger, but Virginia refused to give up their chunk of the land to make the place.
Oh no,
Yeah.
they
Because
did
the
give their
minimal
land
land-
originally. They took it back though after the 1812 war.
Yeah.
And now DC, and now DC pretty much
Rain.
owns Northern Virginia.
Yeah, basically it does. Like Alexandria is just a microcosm of DC.
and you
More
look
or
at
less.
you look at Marissa's plan around this time, and it's either one of two things. She recognized that she was sitting on something that, if she held out long enough, could become the new Alexandria, could become the new Constantinople, if she held out long enough.
And I
Was
think
it
she realized that because when she became prince in the aftermath of the Civil War, the U.S. by this point was starting to become a powerful secondary power.
Yeah. Was it
She knew that if Europe eats shit, which it might inevitably do, the Congress of Vienna couldn't last forever.
Yes.
America has the best chance of taking over.
Exactly, because you're sitting on all these different natural resources. You have oil, you have gold, you have raw iron, you have all these different gems, you have all
And
this
she
land
has
that you can
all of
build on.
these politicians, or if not politicians, in reality, they're aides who provide policy advice to them.
So was it about keeping the Giovanni out of the city, or was it that you recognized that if this was left unchecked, the Giovanni would eventually balloon corporations to a size where it didn't matter what power you had in the government? So that's why you killed William McKinley and put Theodore Roosevelt in there in its place.
In
Because
reality, it's
Yeah.
more that the Giovanni make an excellent scapegoat since they're not part of the Camarilla.
it did, and
And
then
since many of those anarchists were Italian.
Well, it gets even funnier because she then works with the Venture specifically because a good portion of the Italian mob were at least fronts for the Venture. So she gave
because
favorable examples for them to fuck over the Giovanni.
yeah, Kyle, this was first edition Vampire, where the Giovanni wasn't the clan that it was later in Revised.
They
Second edition.
existed, but they were treated like Assamites, where what you do is you throw them in there as the mysterious, oh, fuck, what's this thing?
Yeah,
And
Yeah,
but
so
if
if you
you-
throw, I
you
mean,
got stuff like Al Capone being a Ventru.
Yeah, if you had just had an Italian who was Ventru during this time, it was
I mean
easy
that
as
makes sense given that the Convention of Thorns was held in Italy.
And
Wait a second. I thought the Convention of Thorns was held in Vienna.
Oh
No, it
wait,
wasn't.
I mean,
Well-
not Austria.
some parts, whatever. Teddy Roosevelt would then go on, and his legacy is now secure today because he did all this antitrust bank busting. He took the fight to J.P. Morgan, fucked their shit up. He read William Sinclair's The Jungle, which was a massive pack of lies, and then used that pack of lies to make the FDA.
Well, the funniest thing
Well,
about
no,
it
it
was
wasn't a-
he didn't even care about the workers. He's like, wait, that's in my fucking sausage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No way I'm gonna eat people and rats in my sausage.
Look, that's interesting.
I'm not
That's
kidding. This is something Upton Sinclair was malding about for years after the FDA was
My
founded.
socialist book has been used by a capitalist to actually improve society on a marginal basis. How dare he not be revolutionary?
He
Th-
didn't
this-
understand. No, it's not about the lack of food quality. It's about the struggles of the worker and the abusive situation. There's rats in my sausage.
That's an interesting point, William Sinclair. Would you like to name your source? My source is that I made the fuck up.
my sources I
No, I'm pretty sure he actually was in there.
No,
Is there-
some of it was genuine. At least the working conditions. He overemphasized just how low the quality of food was, though.
Yeah, he
He
stressed
was
the truth
correct
about
in
that.
that, and hey, look, they did the right thing. We fucking fixed it.
And then that's the one time a socialist ever accomplished anything in world history. And then you go
Oh,
into
no, they also improved Madison.
Well,
And then-
technically, was it John Stuart Mills and a variety of other early socialists informed and created what's called social democracy.
yeah, and it works. It works to some extent. You gotta have the right spot for it. And
So-
Marissa,
Yeah.
we get to the whole Mr. Magpie compilation where Marissa's power just balloons in size, because what happened? The European War, aka World War One, and
What's that?
Yeah.
What'd you say, Bish? Is it time to light myself on fire and destroy my relevance for eternity? You fucking got it. Ah!
yeah,
Mahala! For 4
before-
years.
before you know it, all of Europe went to shit, and now the English Empire went from the world's strongest country to what will eventually become in 100 years the world's worst country. You were too poor to actually leave the EU with Brexit, and now you are a fucking shithole that everybody's trying to leave en masse. And then after that happened, Germany fell and became the Weimar Republic, where they became entirely dependent on American money, and that the German mark was worth fucking nothing. France lost their power, Spain lost their power, and
France
Well,
lost. France
well,
lost
Spain
its generation. An entire generation of
generation.
men fucking disappeared in France.
Yeah,
Spain
Yes.
decided
it
to
was
shoot.
pretty
Spain
bad.
decided to shoot itself both ways.
Well, Spain
And
was
that-
no. Spain was fucked since after the Napoleonic War.
exactly.
There's a reason. There's a
And-
famous quote by Otto von Bismarck that says, "Out of all of the countries, I think Spain is the strongest in Europe, because only the Spanish could actively try to kill itself for 100 years and still stand strong."
And then
And-
the U.S. decides to what's that? Not put any regulations on banking? Oh, it's fine. Hell,
Oh,
we're
please,
even we'll
everyone.
even well, yeah, no one did.
No, dude.
We'll
London
even
was where it
increase
first
tariffs
failed.
during. We'll even increase tariffs that will decline production in a time of economic
That was after the
insecurity.
London stock market collapsed, dude. You're
Oh, yeah.
getting
It's all
it.
fine.
Like, it's
Oh, it's
Europe
all
in
fine.
general.
What's
it's that.
that? Keynesian economics? Oh shit!
Here's a good idea.
No
Let's
one-
spend
no
all
one knows.
of
Why
the
did I lose
money.
the election?
That'll help.
Why did I lose the election to this New Yorker?
And then, as it turns out, the Great Depression damaged Europe just as much as it did America. So she really didn't lose any progress in doing that. And it gave.
Right.
It was actually the Great Depression was specifically a scheme to fuck over the Giovanni once more.
It was.
I could.
And then, and meanwhile, what's going on over in Russia around this time, Kyle?
So the Bruja went, here's a good place where we can start a whole uprising in order to help the plight of the working people. And the Shadow Lord says, huh.
That's a cool idea. Let's fuck this up more.
Exactly.
And it was this
What could
massive
possibly
operation.
be worse than a Red Terror? Oh, I know.
A great
An
terror.
even worse Red Terror.
And then you did this whole operation just to spite the Silverfangs, and you succeeded. And now Russia's this fucking shithole run by a guy called Joseph Stalin who kills you if you're overweight.
Oh, no, he kills you. He kills your family. He kills the friends who knew you. He kills the friends of your family who knew you. And just in case, he might also just completely wipe out the village off the map.
Yep.
He will reward
And
all of his
digitally
war
erase
heroes.
all maps that indicated that village used to be there.
All of his heroes would be rewarded by sending them to gulags. Fantastic. And then he would go on to inspire a man in China to do the same, but that Chinese man does not appear in the story.
Oh, also don't forget the time he intentionally starved out an entire part of his country specifically to destroy the nationalism in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Holodomor hardly knew him.
And then what happened with America in World War II?
We won.
Made all our money by selling
Power of
guns to
money.
But that's the world. DC in
What?
particular keeps growing and developing, and then the '60s happen.
Around this time in the 1960s, Princess Marissa had the fucking world under her control. Everyone fucked themselves sideways during World War II. And America swooped in during the last 4 years of the war, took all the credit and all the spoils, did Operation Paperclip, all those fun characters you remember from Berlin by Night that got stolen by her and brought over to America. And behold, she now talks to Heinrich Himmler. Did Heinrich Himmler ever get a confirmed sire?
I don't
yes.
Yes, he did.
Okay, I was going to say, could have been Marissa who embraced him, because I think that would have been fucking crazy if it was.
It wasn't Marissa. Oh God,
Well,
was it actually?
damn it, why
Gortrix
wasn't that
himself?
Marissa? That would have been awesome.
Was it Gortrix himself?
It could have been.
It's
But-
entirely
Oh,
possible.
but no, it was a strong premiere. I think he was like Gen 8 or Gen 7.
She brings in
Don't mind
She
me.
bring-
I'll crack it open and I'll see.
Werner von Braun. He says, I know how to make rockets. We make NASA. She brings in all these other guys that build the roads, design the Audi symbol, but bring over Volkswagen, Audi, the Olympic symbol, that's what I want to say. And all the shit that you have today that makes America so good, well, I hate to tell you this, but Nazi Germany thought of it first, and we just copied it.
Yeah, but we did it
Now here we
without
are.
killing
Who knew
millions
that
of
not
people.
having a fascist government would make systems more effective?
Exactly. And you had all this shit, and Dwight D. Eisenhower left after giving a big speech about the military-industrial complex. John F. Kennedy became president, only to die. So Lyndon B. Johnson was president around this time she was in power.
And to make clear,
Yeah.
I forget which amendment. I think it's the 23rd Amendment.
Yeah.
I found Himmler's sire,
Yes, the 23rd
Maxwell
Amendment.
Idescu.
Ah,
So-
shit.
The 23rd Amendment passes, which does grant
Right.
the right to vote for residents of DC.
Which she
Established
Because up
fucking
until then, they did
hates.
not have that, and this is
Yes.
what cemented it as a Democrat-run city forever.
Yeah, she fucking hated it. Marissa hated it because she said we would have rather have had no vote from these than a vote at all. So that's why
Calm down,
she did.
Gary Goldwater.
Yeah, she went through all of her
I don't even know who you're
all of her power to try to shut down the black vote, only for it to pop back right back open.
And then
And-
In fairness, she was
1960
too busy getting dicked by Vattel.
and
She
then
was.
1968 happened.
Yeah,
Well, Martin
what
Luther King Jr. gets shot in Memphis.
Thanks to
And-
that bastard, Marcus Vattel.
And
Although
now
it's
we,
even funnier because this culminates in what did White Wolf mean by this? Because they have the rage-filled, short-sighted, temper-filled, we was Kang's violent criminal clan, and the ones that are
The Bruja.
inhuman monsters, literally, they look like inhuman monsters, rise
Gangrel.
up. What did they mean by this?
Well, they're using it to shatter the power of the kindred, and DC gets screwed up. A lot of areas, I think U Street in particular, don't really get rebuilt until, well, the 21st century.
And
Who's
you might
They
They
don't
never
even get
got
rebuilt that much. I was just taking the piss because they White Wolf has a weird habit of equating Bruja with black.
yeah, as she did. Hello, Heller.
Oh.
There she goes.
That's what- that's
Western
the
Howler with
consequences
the
of
metal chair yet
sidestepping.
again.
She stepped sideways and then landed here.
That's what happens when you
So-
botch on a stepping sideways check.
At the
but-
same night, the Sabbat attack, and Marcus Vattel betrays Marissa.
Well, hold on, man. We're going to have ourselves. We haven't actually introduced Marcus Vattel into the story.
So in the early 50s, he kind of wakes up and he's wandering around. And eventually he manages to kind of get into the good graces because he was a venturer, obviously. He
Because
gets into the good graces with Marissa, and
because the dick really was just that good. on
No,
the
it's
Yeah,
even
film.
more
he's
fucked up
definitely
because
his
even
own
this
take
weird
on it.
coldfish psychopath really loved her.
Yeah, and just like
We didn't
anyone,
even discuss how this
it-
man got here.
it was that one like joke from Family Guy. Well, Lois, my problem is that I care too much. I care too much, Lois, and that was Vattel's issue with Marissa.
Oh, no, in
Because-
this case, he was aware that despite his love for her, his desire for control and power was too much.
It's not you, it's me. That was the break call.
I mean, he also bitched out and didn't kill her directly, at least according to some. Others think he did it personally. I think he let the Camarilla do it by basically pointing out what she was doing.
Yeah, as
I
for
think
why,
a bunch of Justicars beat her to death.
yeah, as for why he did it, Vattel was having a good time with his new Dark Queen girlfriend. Before he began to realize just what exactly she controlled, he started looking around. He said, "Hang on a minute, you guys are fighting communism. You have an entire population of people that are scared of communists taking over, and that's how you're able to keep them under control."
And they also you also have this thing that is an explosive. It's like NAFTA, but it has the power of the sun, and it can instantly kill any vampire
and
within 50
you
miles.
destroy Japan with
and-
it.
Wait, and your buildings. They look
And
like
you have a bunch of
Rome.
them. You have dozens of them, hundreds
Yes.
actually.
You're
Is
Rome.
that- what happens is that Marcus Vattel has a whole Doctor Strange journey into the inside my mind moment where he just sees himself back in Rome again, and then he says, "I get to live the dream all over again." I'm sorry,
I get
baby, I
to
gotta
do
kill
what
you.
I wanted to do in life. I'm sorry, I love you, but I gotta kill you.
Yep.
And then
he-
it culminates in one of the funniest things ever. We'll get to his weird meta plot because he regrets immediately killing her.
What happens is that Marissa dies from thaumaturgy, and then the whole explanation, it's like that. Well, once again, like Family Guy, and that is why I destroyed myself with thaumaturgy, spun myself across the wall, and destroyed my remains, and it was Giovanni who did it. And it's fucking obvious that Vattel killed her. It's fucking like an O.J. Simpson red smoking gun moment. There's no one else that could have done it, but he says it was the Giovanni who did, and then scapegoats the whole Giovanni, gets all the Giovanni if there were any in DC.
I think what's happening is you're confusing because it is Archons who personally destroyed her.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
confusing her death with Vadim Ivanov, who challenged Marcus, and then he just Thanos snapped him with
Oh yeah,
thaumaturgy
he
into
did the hollow
non-existence.
purple from Jujutsu Kaisen, like flipped his fingers and just destroyed Vadim. in
You're
one shot.
confusing Vadim for Marissa. He could have killed her, but I think he was just. It's one of those rare times where I think he was just too. He couldn't do it. He needed someone else to do it.
He was too himself.
Humanity got in the way.
But
Don't get me
by the
wrong.
way-
He did kill her, but not directly.
and then it could have been that he might have done it, or he hired a hitman to do it for him because he just couldn't bear to do it.
Either way, when he kills her and disposes of her remains, he finds a locket, which is a major plot point, and basically he has a massive crash out over it.
Now, Kyle, what other La Sombra does this sound very similar to?
Mm-hmm.
New York, New York, New York, New York, New York. Think, Kyle.
I don't know. It's New York,
Francisco Domingo de Polonia.
I don't even fucking remember him. How the fuck?
The red man.
Man.
Yeah, he's like a Gen 7 La Sombra
yeah.
and the Archbishop of New York.
It's like poetry. It rhymes.
Exactly. It's in the La Sombra's nature to do this. If you work with the La Sombra, this will happen to you.
They're going to
They
betray
will
you
betray
and
you,
then
but they
run
won't get
everything.
upset about it.
They're going to run everything
I
so
thought you
much
were
worse
going to
than
say
you.
scream as you disappear because you get Thanos snapped into another dimension.
And what did Vattel do when he's in power? Turn Washington, D.C. into an anarcho-tyranny shithole using
So
Richard
he was
Nixon.
Marion Barry.
Yeah, he had Richard Nixon be his guy, and he just pushed this whole control. He may or may not have had something to do with Watergate, and had this whole.
He did have something to do with Reagan, and basically part of the reason DC became dysfunctional is he had to sacrifice some of the control Marissa had in order to keep control, because he
Yes.
did not have the legacy or ability to just talk to the Camarilla. There's actually they talk a lot about how he's able to keep this scheme going.
Yes.
And on top of that, there is still someone who wants to challenge him, and that is the European transplant named Peter Dorfman, who is the current pontifex of the Tremere in the area.
Yeah. And speaking of Tremere, Kyle, you might be thinking to yourself, well, if Marissa died this way, then why didn't the Tremere do something about it? Well, as it turns out, the Tremere didn't actually approve of what Marissa did, and neither did the Camarilla as a whole, because the Camarilla began to realize how fucking strong Marissa was.
Yeah, that would upset
Specifically
the power
because
balance
Vattel snitched on her. Sorry.
Yeah. And Vattel went over to the Camarilla, and as part of covering his tracks, said, you know, she's got too much power. She's got too much success. She doesn't really need you anymore. She doesn't need what? And then that's why they turned a blind eye with her assassination. They didn't actually give a shit when she died.
The Tremere, as we know, are rather pernicious individuals who, at the slightest hint of somebody getting the edge on them, will do literally everything in their power to make sure that they fucking die.
And
good. The woman is dead. Now we can replace her with a man, as we intended all along. Dorfman, is your time.
And that man is a fucking psycho.
I would say he has pondered his orb, but the problem was it was an idiot ball all along.
What when it comes to World of Darkness, I made a whole I didn't make a video with this. I probably should make it into a video. I did a whole top 10 most evil characters of World of Darkness period. Vattel was my number 6.
Vattel was like, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Vattel is a number 6 because of his plan. There's a few that are worse than him, but his plan is insane.
This man was going to turn the whole world into the plot of Fallout.
Now,
so
Kyle,
imagine. We'll get into his plan. We can't spoil it yet.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead. Let's get into our character segment. Let's begin with Marcus Vattel.
Okay.
Oh no, that psychopath! I got him.
Now, Kyle, do you love Metal Gear Solid, Kyle? You love Metal Gear Solid.
Deus Ex is better. Splinter Cell is better. Thief the Dark Project is better.
Do you remember the plot of Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker?
No, because I played Metal Gear Solid 2, and I kind of hate Metal Gear Solid 2.
What happened with Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker is that it was a whole thing talking about mutually assured destruction, and how humanity as a whole just wouldn't have the stones to actually do it. If one side launched the nukes, the other side just won't be able to bring themselves to do it. They would just let themselves die. So what happened is that they get a AI Peace Walker to launch the nukes in case that happens for them, only for the guy who built the system to launch the nuke anyway, but it was a fake nuke that was sent from Russia to America to get America to actually launch the nukes, and he was horribly wrong because, as it turns out, no, America was about to nuke Russia off the face of the earth and actually do a mutually assured destruction. That is Vattel's plan.
What?
I was actually going to compare him to another Metal Gear character. I was going to compare him to "Fuck this war! I just want you dead!" Where he basically wants to nuke the system to zero by gunning for all of the antediluvians, by basically hitting them with thousands upon thousands of nukes targeted on their location. Because, sure, they can tank a nuke. Can you tank 400 of them?
And here he is in studio notes.
Yep.
That's
This
what it looks like.
psychopath.
Yeah.
I'm
This
not
man
He
putting that
doesn't
up
care
on
if
the
he kills
screen.
90% of the world as long as he can rule it.
I'm not
Yeah,
putting
he-
that up
he-
on the screen.
Kyle, you fucking pussy, do it.
The Sabbat's most effective soldier.
Here's the thing. He actually
what's
loathes the Sabbat now.
He
I hate
Joker
staring at
maxed.
that.
He
Here's the
Joker maxed.
interesting thing. He was a day one
he thinks-
Sabbath member.
That's the fucked up thing. If you look at his generation, he's on par with the people who are in the Prima Noctis Club and on Sardinia and shit. He's their
Yeah, this
peer.
person's gay.
Yeah, he's fifth
It-
generation. He's super
He's
old.
on the same power as Graziano de Veronese.
This dude
on
is
that-
stronger than Moncada.
And shall we go through his history? Now, Marcus Vitel, if you believe it, is not his real name. It is Lucius Aelius Sejanus.
Who is
Who's
a real
born in-
character, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, he was born in Spain at the turn of the first millennium. He served in the Roman. He served the Roman conquerors. Did very good at his job. In fact, he did too good of a job to the point where the emperor and all of his men got jealous of him. And you remember what happened to Joshua Graham, Kyle? His son fired and thrown into the Hoover Dam.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't a dam, but it was something similar. It was a river.
If you're wondering, I think the real life character, he was the head of what's called the Proscription Guild. Basically, he was the guy who wrote the death list for the emperor.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Eventually, he was put on the list and essentially killed like Caesar, stabbed to death multiple times in the Senate before being thrown into the Tiber.
However, in a full-on Rasputin moment, he survived, dragged himself out of the Tiber River, all the way over to a she-wolf that nursed him back to health. Thank you, Black Furies.
Quite literally just like Romulus and Remus.
And
Also, his sire is Sybil, if you're curious.
and he had this whole vision. It was, you will rule again as you were always meant to do. Destroy the lords who sought to combat you. You have the potential to become greater than your master. Use it wisely. And he never forgot this. The shame and humiliation of being fired from his job of the Praetorian Guard has
And then killed for being
never
too
left
good
him.
at it.
Oh no, it's
Yeah,
even more fucked up because his sire, the name Sybil means that she posed as the Phrygian goddess of the Sibyllines.
Yeah.
That's just
Which, if you're
fucked
curious
up.
on how they worked, the male cultists had a habit of pulling a Sasha Vikos and cutting the downstairs as a part of the ritual.
Jesus Christ.
So what? But
Also
as it
known as
turns
the
out,
Magna Mater.
Vitel was lucky. He managed to keep his penis. Or that
For
that
now.
that, or you can homebrew in that he had the Tenebration Shadow penis that he was using the entire time.
I mean, there's a horrible fifth edition vampire book that allows you to do the opposite with the anus.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And what happened is that he rose to power during the Inquisition, back when the humans were going around killing vampires left and right. He was one of those guys that stepped up and said, "Hey guys, I have a plan. We don't need to live like this," and managed to get attention, get favor, and eventually was one of the founding members of the Sabbat. He was,
Which is really funny because he was basically pretending to be a higher generation than he really was. And
yeah.
he used his network to kill rival elders on purpose so that there was less people in the field.
Yeah, this man was rubbing shoulders with Gratiano during that time.
Might have even killed him.
Which is why I don't see Gratiano anywhere. And then Shizanus went to sleep and did not wake up until 1954.
Yeah, essentially, he realized that after the Sabbat fully formed, well, shit, they're not going to be able to beat the Camarilla. They're too stupid.
You made a deal with the Zimichi? Are you fucking stupid? Ah, fuck this shit, I'm out. And he just went to sleep.
How did he move half a continent away?
Temperous Avatar. There's a level 5 untenebration ability that allows you to become essentially pure shadow. As long as he's stuck to the sea floor, he could have just swam to DC?
He just
You think-
snail
here's the
trail.
Do
thing.
you think you stopped by Lasombra's
he
house for a
joined-
cup of tea along the way?
When the New World was found, he basically wandered through the Spanish possessions up and down the coast, and then when things got a little more settled, he's like, I can go to sleep now.
and then he wakes up in Maryland. Is
That's a fate worse than death, I'll be honest.
Yeah,
he
I
wakes up
agree.
in Maryland.
The true fate worse than that is he woke up in Baltimore directly.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus
over
Christ.
there.
I'm
He was
surprised you
pleasantly
didn't get
surprised.
mugged.
I'm just envisioning he wakes up, like he crawls out of the street, out of a Baltimore street. He just sees the gang violence occur. I'm pleasantly surprised. It reminds me of Rome in the good days.
Basically, yep.
I get to cut off your heads all over again.
He gets to sit there
Hail,
in a McDonald's and
plebeians.
watch a fat
How-
head wrestle a homeless man
How
for
goes
his
it,
money.
my fellow citizens?
And he woke up in DC, which isn't much better.
An alternate timeline where he just goes full American History X in Baltimore.
Oh, Jesus Christ, no.
Oh no!
See,
He
if
does
we
it in
can
a
get
Roman way. There's too many plebeians on this block.
if we can get
he starts a gang that are based on Roman Sicarii.
Oh, Jesus
if
Christ.
Ezevan, Archie, Kaylee, Salty, everyone who draws on the server, if I can get a picture of Skinhead Vittel, and if you could send it to me,
Oh, Jesus Christ, no.
I'll be very happy.
Give me 72 cents and I'll draw it for you,
This would
Johnny.
be him if he was a blood brother.
I mean,
So-
62 cents.
And
So he then gets
gets what?
introduced to Prince Marissa and discovers an entirely new emotion: love.
And he fucking rails her. He splits her up down the middle, and it was awesome. He has never gotten his rocks off so hard. And like anybody who does a one-night stand and is a little bit too emotional in the moment, he gets attached.
And then bitter.
He caught
How-
feelings.
How
Remember,
dare she
this
have
man
enough
is a-
power?
May I remind you, this is a appearance 6 individual. Real quick, Adam, post what this man looks like again.
Sure. I will show you the. He looks like a fucking clown. I'm not even kidding.
Are you doing one of the pictures where he just screaming at the top of his lungs?
Yes.
Yeah, that one where he just looks like he's on meth. It's really bad.
It looks like a Philadelphia Fenhead. That's the timeline of him.
Well,
when he
no,
wakes
like
up
there's the
and
version where he
Baltimore.
looks like Nicolas Cage screaming. There's Nicolas Cage screaming where he looks like this. Ah, ah. And then there's the other one where he looks like Dan Aykroyd after he found out that you destroyed the last real evidence of aliens on Earth.
Yes.
He does. What the fuck is
He
that?
has the expression of, "This is Dan Aykroyd. The moment you
It is,
destroy the
he's
last
got the
evidence
same
of
hair,
aliens
the
on
same
Earth."
face.
This is a terrible picture.
That's awful. What the
Image
fuck?
up on the screen.
Can you make people, the people who can be commissioned for art? Could you make the skinhead version of Mattel look like Dan Aykroyd?
Oh my
And
god.
he's actually killing the guy because he destroyed the last artifact of aliens that he could get his hands on. And also make the alien a fairy, but he doesn't know what those are.
He takes Mercer to Arlington National Cemetery, and she dies. And
No,
she
good
dies.
Then
job.
he crashes out.
Yeah, he
Because
has
he finds that locket, and the locket he finds is a photo of his own sire, barely recalled from a night almost 2,000 years ago.
So basically, his little love romance and experiencing an emotion he hasn't felt in millennia was one big gambit, possibly, by his sire Sybil.
As it turns out, I'm just going to give you this massive Oedipus complex, and you're never going to get over me. That was the whole scheme. And
Which makes
she
him
had-
crash out and come to the conclusion that I'm a puppet. No, I can't be a puppet. I am no. I'm going to get all of the thousands of nukes and kill you.
And so he does, and now he's ready to go absolutely nuclear. He loved Vietnam in the 1970s. He loved invading Afghanistan in the 1980s and giving all this money and all these guns to the Taliban. And
This
then
man
you,
didn't like war. He loved the war.
He then also decided to allow sabot attacks to become more frequent, allow the DC Anarchs to move into the eastern sections of the city, and allowed foreign vampires to enter his domain, implying that he was responsible for access to the capital.
It's all just except this whole anarcho-attorney thing, because Rome was at strongest when it was constantly at war. So he set a war in his own city just to maintain the power that he has. Because very much like Viktor Orban in Hungary, he cannot maintain power unless he's at war.
The other thing he has a habit of doing is he does it so that there's free-for-all feeding areas, so that the strongest vampires that survive those rough feeding areas are the ones that he can basically get boons from.
Exactly.
And on top of that, another fun thing that Vittel does, because he's done a lot of these crazy things, one of his ultimate goals is to carpet nuke Set. Specifically Set. They reference Set directly, so he wants to carpet nuke him.
That's because he
Looks
knows.
like that'll fucking do anything.
That's, as it turns out, Set's the second strongest antediluvian in the entire series.
He also wants to carpet nuke Baba Yaga.
Yeah, which I hate to tell you this, but Vasilisa got to it before you could.
Carpet bomb Vasilisa. It's not hard if I can figure it out.
As it turns out, Tuku don't even need weapons.
He's also extremely upset that the Soviet Union collapsed because it meant less nukes for him to control.
And then, and you bet.
I think he actually is trying to run a scheme to get some of the Soviet nukes just to add an even bigger personal stockpile.
And then into the year 2001, he stole all this money from the Pentagon, and then somebody blew up the damn Twin Towers, and he made a profit off of it by sending all these kids to the sandbox 20 years to kill people, and then I got bored. And then,
in fairness, this is not actually what happened. So
no. But I could see him ghouling several members of the far right, and then allowing them to invade the capital.
Well, he's dead. He's been dead since like the mid 2000s, allegedly. 5th edition retconned this.
Yeah, like 5th edition brought him back, and they killed him in old canon.
So basically what happened was he visits a conclave. This is something that they actually highlight, like a lot of his schemes work in the way that he never wants the ones in Europe, the Camarilla in Europe, to really know or meet him unless he absolutely has to.
Like a good Lasombra.
So what happens is he has to go to a conclave, and because he has such high such high obfuscate and presence, he has managed to make it so that you hallucinate his reflection in mirrors.
Which is impossible.
To hide him. But don't worry, it gets more bullshit, because somehow, Theo Bell, a guy who literally cannot fight this motherfucker, because not with that presence and not with his abilities, is somehow able to kill him. Admittedly, he had Beckett helping him.
Like, fucking Theo Bell is just the Mary Sue of World Darkness.
Beckett that was helping him out. It was John Peterson and alleged
Admittedly, that does help, and I think Beckett was there. He wasn't alone, but that's still bullshit. There's no way. I'm sorry.
There's no chance. It's just anything. Theo Bell really is just the Star Wars Rey of vampire.
That's not to say that Theo doesn't have the chops to take down a lot of vampires, Bruja be like that. But no. You need to see his stats to understand why. No, there's no fucking way Vittel would die to this.
Should we go over that next?
I was not a fan of Theo Bell when I checked out the Bruja clan book, and then 5th edition made me out not hate this character.
Oh, don't worry. I'm starting to understand why people have issues with Bruja, specifically because DC by Night has some of the worst Bruja examples.
Kyle, we have 5 Bruja in this book, and all 5 of them suck.
Yeah, I didn't really have a whole lot to say about.
But let's read the stat block before we get off of Vittel. You ready for this crazy shit, Kyle?
Yeah, it's some fucking red shit.
So as we said before, Generation 5, Strength 5, Dexterity 5, Stamina 8, Charisma 7, Manipulation 5, Appearance 6. Perception 5, Intelligence 7, Wit 6. Talents include Acting 6, Alertness 5, Athletics 5, Brawl 5, Dodge 4, Empathy 2, Intimidation 6, Leadership 6, Streetwise 2, Subterfuge 5, Animal Kin 4, Drive 1, Etiquette 3, Melee 6, Repair 2, Security 1, Stealth 3, Survival 4, Bureaucracy 5, Finance 2, Investigations 2, Law 4, Linguistics 5, Medicine 1, Occult 5, Politics 6, Science 1. Disciplines include, but are not limited to, Auspics 5, Celerity 4, Dominate 5, Fortitude 5, Obfuscate 6, Obtenebration 5, Potence 4, Presence 7, Protean 5, Thaumaturgy 5, including Path of Flames, movement of mind, and weather control.
All
and
maxed out, by the
vicissitude
way.
3. Yeah,
All
and
at
vicissitude
5.
3. But Kyle, what really blows your mind with Vattel is his backgrounds. Allies 6, Contacts 8,
He runs
Fame
DC.
1, Influence 8, Resources 6, Retainers 5, and Status 6. The man has the same amount of money and influence as a New World Order and Syndicate mage.
He has
Uh,
actually sparred with them because remember, he has to deal with them regularly in the back rooms of the DC political complex.
The
Basically,
man
yes.
this man has fought men in black mages and has won.
He
Yeah,
has
respectfully.
defeated.
Fuck
He has
that.
defeated the power of money.
Yes.
By the way, with being Gen 5, he can cast about 7 disciplines in 1 turn of combat, has a blood pool of 40, and can boost any of his attributes up to 8.
Also, don't forget that because he has willpower 10, his opening move can just be to light the room on fire and basically make you rot Shrek as he just stands there without giving a shit.
Now, he only has one weakness, and that's his humanity 2. Which means if you have an Malkavian, you can actually fuck this guy's day up if you have an Malkavian and you succeed on that roll.
Just make him hallucinate Marissa. He'll crash out and just ugly cry until he dies.
That's how you
No,
gotta do.
here's
The
the
key,
thing.
the key is Malkavians.
Oh wait, no, hold on. I've got an idea. I've got an idea. I've got an idea.
Yeah.
You get his Mitzi to flesh change a
Wouldn't work. He
vampire.
has Auspex 5. He would instantly peg that.
Yeah.
And then peg the Zamichi until they die.
Yes. It's that whole scene with Homelander and like the clone of Stillwell and the boys. You know it's
like
not
a-
actually her, but you fuck her anyway.
You would.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this
But yeah,
guy's
if you're wondering,
fucking-
special notes, Vitel's extra level of obfuscate allows him to cloak his lineage from anyone who traces it mystically or otherwise. He has found using thaumaturgy methods to hide his bloodline from one of the paths that was available at this time.
Oh crap, almost forgot. He has Fortitude 5, so he can soak ag damage.
Yes.
What do you
And that-
do against this man?
You can't fucking kill him.
Stick Theo Bell on him. The power of Mary Sue will defeat him.
Yeah.
you go to an Assamite
yeah.
and you get like 6 of them.
Oh yeah, thanks
No,
to him
he
having
survived
willpower
that
10,
before.
Oh yeah, that's
and,
right. Carol was the one that got killed by a fucking Assamite.
For all of his thaumaturgy rolls.
In terms
Also,
of
if you're
other
wondering where the thaumaturgy is, so if you're wondering, Abyss Mysticism, I think, came about in Revised.
it did.
So whenever they add thaumaturgy to a Lasombra, that's specifically to either indicate that they have something akin to that. They didn't think this out yet.
No, it
It was
wasn't
like the
idea
second book
quite
they've
yet.
ever written.
Thaumaturgy basically was your catch-all for you want to do magic, but you don't feel like bringing out spheres.
And this was before they made the Cold Dunes, and they gave the Assamites their powers and the Setites their fun powers. And then in terms of the characters we have in the Sabbat, we have Jack, who is in the likeness of Jack Nicholson. I shit you not.
Yes, he intentionally makes himself look like Jack Nicholson on meth.
Yep.
And he is just the war boss of the Zamichi, who's coming in to fuck your day up, but he's actually a little bit boring. He's not as interesting as real Jack Nicholson.
He's really boring because his ultimate goal is to use his vicissitude to turn into Marissa so he can get fucked by Vitel.
What,
Yeah,
what,
that's
I,
it.
what I find, what I
He,
find,
he has somehow, through a vinculum, like a normal vinculum, has become the eternal butt buddy servant, like fawning servant to this guy.
He's transgender. Yes.
Yes, so
what I
yeah.
do find interesting though is Vitel's children, or
Yeah.
child.
Well,
They're
Monica
interesting
Black
and
or
Both
they're
Monica
both
Black.
kind of interesting
Yeah.
because they hate him for different reasons.
Yeah, he
Because
only
I have a-
embraces women, by the way.
I have a feeling he
Both
embraced
children.
them because they looked like Marissa.
That
Yes.
would not surprise me in the
That's
slightest.
actually the reason, yes.
Yes. Where should we talk about Monica?
But I guess the other thing that interests me is the fact that it's a 6th and 7th generation vampire in modern knights.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's because Vitel was the one who sired her, and he's already a 5th
Well, he
generation.
sired Monica,
so-
and then he forced Monica to sire her sister Cynthia.
Yes.
And I guess how do the other vampires aren't able to detect the fact that these are Lasombra?
Because they pretend to be Ventru.
And then he specifically tells him, do not speak to Nosferatu, do not speak to Malkavians. to stay away from most of them.
They don't have the obfuscate that he does. So yeah, I don't know how they are able to hide that.
Hang on 1 second. I'm getting a phone call. Hang on.
You get a phone call. He's getting a phone call, so he's muted. The whole thing with Monica. So Cynthia is her sister, but because she embraced Cynthia, you now have a whole Mario thing where you're both. She is both your sister and your daughter, thanks to vampire rules.
And here's the other thing that Marcus does that shows he is a horrible sire.
Yeah.
And something that it makes sense because he's Roman. Divide and conquer. He's basically having the sisters fight each other because he wants to see which one of them is more worthy.
He wants to see which one's the horniest between the two, so he will constantly have them compete for his favor.
Fucking cat fight.
And it turns him on to see this happen.
He probably does, since they both look like Marissa, I bet.
Why are there so many oddly niche fetishes in this book?
It was really horny, right? Wasn't it?
I'm convinced the writers were writing this whole thing with
I'm just envisioning he just gifts them a pair of dresses that were from Marissa's wardrobe. Now fighting them. Bleed for me.
He's in the corner naked.
We did though want to see the Bruja.
I'm just envisioning, because remember, he looks like Dan Aykroyd with fangs. So just the Ghostbusters, like when he's getting the ghost blowy, just get a cross-eyed version of him and give him vampire teeth.
Let's have Cal finish the phone call first. Let's briefly bring up the Setites in this book. The Setites were not
take or leave Setites, just as a warning.
They weren't really the Setites I wish they were. The Setites are one of my favorite clans in Vampire, and these are more of the low IQ, what you think the Setites are at the first glance kind of thing.
And the problem is, my experience with Setites are not just through examples like this. As a whole, my issue with the Setites, they're my least favorite clan, for those curious. And it's mostly because what they can do, you can do the concept better with any other clan, usually.
When it comes to this.
That's kind of my problem. And if you like the religion of evil aspect, well, you got one clan, and they're called Bali.
Which I do. I really like the Bali, and I really like the Setites for the same reason, but two different flavors of ice cream that taste good to me. The Bali are evil people that use evil powers to fight other evils, and the Setites, as a guy, I always hate like a beginning sentence says, as somebody who blah blah blah, but as a guy who saw a lot of religious corruption when I was growing up, where a church that I was with, that was in since childhood, turned out to be an actual fucking Christian cult that my parents had to flee from. This is a topic that has an interest to me, and you can tell why.
Again, the big reason is I think it's because one of my favorite vampire players did a Setite concept, but as a Zemichi, which he used his vicissitude as a faith healer. And also to make drugs, because he synthesized it from blood compounds.
He's salubried.
So it's kind of been ruined for me because I've seen people do it with other clans, and I'm like, It's the same reason that Salubri Warriors. I'm like, well, why don't you just make a Ventrue anti-chirpy paladin using?
And we had this conversation before too, off camera, where after all, the three most popular clans of Vampire are the Toreador, Lasombra, and Zemichi, which you can go any direction with.
Especially since Lasombra have that Catholic control aspect, so you can easily play them up as the corrupt religion character.
The Setites in this book, the first one is Ravenna, who really is just your French drug dealer.
Oh, they're both Haitian, by the way. That's the other thing.
What I want to know is where the fuck is the Temple of Set in DC?
They never sell location, did they?
Southeast DC, most likely.
Probably there.
It says a temple used by the Setites hidden in the large sewer networks beneath northeast DC.
Oh.
That's a bold-faced lie.
It should have been in southeast, buddy.
Yeah. Ravenna was born in the French colony of Saint Domingue de Hispaniola in Haiti on a slave plantation.
So basically, they made the drug-dealing cultists that worship evil both Haitian. What did they mean by this?
That's really cool that's really cool of you, White Wolf. Good job.
What did you mean by this, White Wolf?
Well, I told you that the drug dealer manager that I had, that was my best friend for about 2 years, Kyle. He told me just how fucking shady the Haitian mob was from firsthand experience. He was squatting in a house in Florida for about 6 months, and I had to deal with these fucking people multiple times. and he says that the Haitians, out of all the gangs he's ever seen, were always the most violent and the most insane. When he had just the minute he saw somebody who was Haitian, he got the fuck out of there for a good reason. They just weren't worth the trouble.
And no, that's actually fair because the Haitian mob was at its most influential. It's to the point where Predator 2, one of the main gangs that was in the Predator 2 was the Haitian gang. And the dude actually, if I remember, I think was nuts enough to try to take on the Predator.
And then they all fucking died.
Horribly.
While we get to the next session, did you like Predator 2 or did you hate it?
I actually never watched Predator
I like
2.
it.
Predator 2 is good. At least.
I feel like they could have kept the cop procedural aspect a little bit longer, and the gang plot line was cut a little too short.
Yeah,
but it's pretty good.
I like it. It's a police movie that gets interrupted and becomes an alien movie.
Which is fine, but I think the police movie should have been a bit longer, not by much, but like an extra 10 minutes or just enough to give the gang plot line a little more breathing room.
We now get into the worst fucking Brujas ever made. We begin with Bjorn Gerensson, this man that has the fucking septum piercing and lip piercing. And
I'm going to compare all the Bruja. Before we do, I'm going to compare all the Bruja to different types of cancer. This guy is melanoma.
Is looking at this guy. Kyle, look at what a fucking.
Hang on.
I'm sorry. Is that Charles Manson? But as a millennial,
it's a gay Charles Manson.
Oh wait.
I thought this was a more lesbian take on the main character from Metalocalypse.
Johnny, let me take Philip free, man. This guy's my personal op.
Wait,
hold on. So this guy here was a Viking.
He was the biggest bitch Viking ever.
He also went
into
into Torpor. He also went to Torpor, and then settled, I guess, in the New World. Slowly learning English.
Basically, the Venture destroyed his blood brothers, and he crashed out like a little girl bitch, escaped on a longship to Vinland, woke up centuries later, and spent decades doing nothing. Basically, you think the Bruja crying about Carthage is pathetic? This motherfucker was sad about Eyjafjallajökull, Iceland.
Yes,
or
that's
some
what he was
other
sad about.
bumfuck Viking village.
Now, why isn't this guy doing anything about Vattel? Oh, it's because he's actually too much of a fucking pussy to do anything about Vattel. He's scared of Vattel.
I mean, I would be too. We went over his stat block.
Yeah.
He's only one generation.
Wait, hold on. Hedonistic excess in fucking Adams Morgan.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, his club is called Purgatory. Adams Morgan. Where is that? Let me see.
Like northwest DC.
It's in the northwest area where it starts to turn a bit shitty, but basically this is where the people go if they want it to feel dangerous without being dangerous.
Yes,
that's quite accurate.
So this dude's just a poser at the end of the day.
Basically, yeah.
Well, here's the sad thing. I could believe this guy could kill Vattel easier than Theo Bell, and it's mostly just because he has the stats to do it too.
Yes.
He's Gen 6, so
it's you like the feeling of DuPont, but want a little FNIC flavor.
His stats aren't that crazy, but Kyle, his highest disciplines, he has Celerity 4 and Potence 5.
Well, yeah, that enough should be enough to fucking like 1 or 2 shot Vattel.
He could until Vattel does the whole obtenebration thing where he has a spike of shadows shoot up your ass and kill you.
Well, even then, he has like Fortitude 5, so like let me do the math here. The most he could roll is about 11 dice. He's Vattel's dice pool would be like 8 plus 5, so like.
And then
keep in mind that Bjorn has only 1 dice less.
And then fucking Vattel goes into Tenebrous form with the black tendrils, and now you can't fucking hit the guy.
Doesn't matter. You just get one more guy and you just gang beat him to death. It's still quite doable.
But you're not going to do it because everybody else in the fucking Bruja's a fucking bitch. Because Philip Freeman's next.
Oh yes. So we need to show him. We need to show what he looks like because
I'm pulling up his picture as I speak.
He looks like a. He looks like a.
Okay, try to guess what ethnicity he is. Oh, damn it! You spoiled it. How is this black?
I want you to understand why. First of all, last name Freeman and Southeast DC.
Southeast DC, sure.
It's a black guy
look
with
at his
this.
hair.
this hair
He's
texture.
high yellow, man.
This man is using a hair relaxer.
Yeah, this guy's fucking high yellow. Let me steal this man. He was a young black boy. Fine, continue, Johnny.
If this man is black, so is Justin Trudeau.
Yeah.
Justin Trudeau is actually more black than him. I can attest because I've seen his blackface drag.
Oh my god, that was a fucking mess.
Young
Holy
black
shit.
boy born in Southeast DC that had to try to get himself out the hood.
Oh no,
by
it's worse than
selling
that.
drugs.
You know his first memory? His first memory was watching the riots because Martin Luther King died.
Yes.
Yeah, that was in the
So,
book.
right,
Direct
So
quote.
yeah, he tried to get himself out the hood with by selling drugs. The only issue is his big brother got murdered through a gang shootout. But he tried to better
His
himself
little sister
from
died of
college.
pills.
And
Yeah,
JoJo,
she
JoJo,
just
this man,
ended up in his drug stash and OD.
Oh, no, I want you to say something inside Philip Snap. He got his gun loaded up and went after a supplier. He shot up the place, but the damn guy just wouldn't die. As Philip sprayed him with his AK
Yeah, he had an AK-47.
Yeah,
or
no, that's
74.
big of a
in
bullet that
Washington,
shoots.
D.C. in 1984 in the United States of America, when I believe wasn't the Assault Weapons Act still around?
No, the assault
Let's
weapons
see,
ban
he was
didn't come
embraced in
around
the-
until
This was
1994.
during the Soviet Union. What the fuck?
And on top of that, this man has such little respect for himself. He allows people to call him boy.
Oh, Jesus Christ, no.
Yeah.
Essentially, after killing the drug dealer Sedite that
He
made him a drug
he
dealer.
open carries an AK-47. How the fuck did his father take this after serving in Vietnam? Because I mean, if we're going so stereotypical, he was sent up there and he was in an integrated unit. There was a bit of conflict, but he found a guy
No,
who
if we're
actually
running with
supported
this,
him, and then
If
Johnny
it was
died. Johnny got
imp.
shot on Burger Hill.
Imp. You're assuming that his father was ever in the picture. Keep in mind,
Yeah,
yeah,
backstory on the stereotype.
Southeast DC, that bothers.
See, like, no, if this
You
was
don't
being-
understand. Sure, his father's Uncle Sam, the government.
Well, no, think about it. Like, if
But
this
after
was...
he killed the Sedite drug dealer, he ends up getting shot to hell and back, and Abuja embraces him because he did something kind of cool. Now he's fighting a one-man war against drugs. And can
Listen,
you guess what
listen,
he did?
involves
listen,
cutting down
listen,
children.
Philip. You're gonna be going on up to a deluxe apartment in the sky.
This is just a plot of fucking Coffee, Cleopatra Jones, and Foxy Brown.
See, I
This
was gonna
dude
say it was
literally
Shaft,
kicks
but,
open
you know,
doors wearing a duster and
I'm the
gats
clan of
children.
war and the people that
Like,
sell
you
drugs to the
have a
community.
12-year-old.
Shaft,
You have a
I sell
12-year-old
drugs
pack
to
of
the
Marlboros
community.
or Newports. That would be Newports.
Hold on.
Drugs.
Hold on, wait, no.
Everyone that does drugs is associated with him. So you just run up in elementary.
11-year-old boy, you're trying to sell your mama's pack of Newports for fucking money for whatever. Die!
He's the black. No, wait. He's
Guy
the
who was
black
right next to him, who was possibly a buyer, died.
No, I realize this.
Die,
He's
children.
he's the black version of Conrad Cruz.
Oh
Kurt.
no!
You're making him sound way too cool. That's not
Yeah.
him.
Velvet's neck.
You pay lip service to the man. Well, you really want for the princess some backup in case you uncover a nest of serpents.
He's dark-skinned, clean-shaven, and good-looking. Really? You're gonna show that picture again? Dark.
He can blend in with almost any surroundings, whether it be the streets of Southeast or the most expensive nightclubs in Georgetown.
Yeah, we next up is Velvet, and her whole circumstances about her embrace is that she got gang raped before it.
Yes.
Yeah,
She's
she was a
prostitute.
Yes. And
By the way,
that's it.
show
And you
her
know what?
because
Her ethnicity from looking at her.
Also, Philip sired her, but they both have the same generation.
Yes. So,
Wait,
she
what?
double or somebody?
More than
she must
likely,
have
yeah.
eaten. Yeah, she must have.
Yeah.
Actually, it doesn't say so. I thought.
That's it. And then so
Either that
you-
or they
it
fucked up the
directly
generation.
states-
Also, by the way,
how
she's black as well.
how have you not been red listed?
What?
So on the one hand, she's an anarch. Most of the Bruja are anarch because
Okay.
they want.
Okay,
them
okay. I
anarchs.
thought the Bruja and this were Camarilla.
No, they're not.
Okay.
They
You,
are
you don't
indeed.
understand. White Wolf, for some reason, thinks you want to play these characters as anarchs, even though no one does.
No, everybody played Camarilla back in the day.
Well, no, some played Sabat. Some did play Sabat.
I do.
The
Yeah.
bad thing, these are actually old Camarilla Bruja. And I know that because at this point in history, the Anarchs don't have enough
So she is Camarilla.
No,
yes.
they're not. No, I know they're not because I know for a fact they aren't, dude. Because the Bruja broke away because of Martin Luther King dying.
Is it?
Okay, sorry then.
Free Bruja, frequent nightclubs in Georgetown.
Yeah, some among anarchs. I was right.
Also, wait. Velvet lives on 16th Street.
I'm not getting hard confirmation. Yeah, she's on 16th Street.
How the fuck does she afford 16th Street?
She's just that good as a hoe.
It's a high dollar hoe.
Don't you housewife?
Also, they were going for Eartha Kitt with her design. I think they were going for Eartha Kitt.
I think so too.
There's absolutely no way she lives on 16. No.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look.
Remember,
that side of the mall.
For
Are you
those of
kidding
you
me?
who want to
On resources too, really?
Get the fuck out of here.
The White House is on 1600, and so no.
Yeah.
It's on
I've
that
driven
16.
down that road to go on site for clients, and no, that doesn't happen.
Should we just skip the last Bruja? Because he's just some Mexican dude that got horny again and
Hello, senor. This is me, friend Emilio. I'm here to be the Bruja.
No, we're not. We're not talking anymore.
Buenos
Bruja.
noches, fellow viewers.
Okay, I can agree. This
stereotype.
Haven, basement of an old abandoned house near Silver Spring. Yes.
Yes, that makes
That's
sense.
exactly where
You
he
don't
is.
understand. I am a stereotype of every machismo mexicano that you can find in the city, senor.
He swaggers a bit when he walks.
Senor Gerasine, when are I going to give it hell?
And now you can understand. I now understand why people don't like the Bruja. Have never been a favorite clan of mine since one of the worst players I ever had played one. But my estimation keeps dropping the more the more of them I read.
The only people that play the Bruja are either people who don't know who the Bruja are, like Sean when he made Ragnar, or people who do know who the Bruja are, and these are your soy latte drinking, communist flag flying, American hating, socialist liberals who just want to live out the liberal fantasies.
Joke's on you.
I want to be a
The
revolutionary.
Fourth Reich. I'm not even kidding. The Bruja make up the bulk of the Fourth Reich in Krakow, at least according to
and Berlin by night. Yeah. But nobody plays Nazi. Nobody plays Nazi Bruja.
Even though the first stereotype they give is skinhead.
We have a very noticeable and significant lack of racist Bruja. It's everyone listening to this. The next Bruja character you make has to be racist.
All right, you know what? You're running a Sabbath game. I might change from Ventru to Bruja just because of that. Maybe
you must become a skinhead.
So,
must become.
Damn it! King already did a skinhead in one game.
No. The signature look of my Bruja is going to be a Hawaiian shirt.
Darkside Phil.
No, Boogaloo Boy.
Yeah. Although also Darkside Phil is a Bruja. Carthage did nothing wrong.
Well, no,
Yeah.
Darkside Phil would be a syndicate member, low-level syndicate member.
Yeah.
No, seriously, if you ever want an interesting low-level contact for a syndicate, go with Darkside Phil. It's really funny to do the Mind Sphere, to do actual pignosis on the
You need to pay me $150 for me to eat the taco lunch bowl. It's just going to have to sit in my fridge.
He uses entropy to keep it clean.
Oh my god.
Or time. He could use time to do it too.
Bit of a sidetrack, but I could see that being as like a, I don't know, like an avatar, or something like that, as like an e-thought, or a shitty streamer VTuber. It's just.
Well, I think Nosferatu worked for that better, but yeah, that works.
No, but the Mind Sphere is just the OnlyFans.
Yeah.
So what shit show are we going to look at now? Are we going to look at the bear people? Are we going to look at the ugly people, the crazy people?
Let's get to the Gangrel real quick. There's only one Gangrel in here we're talking about, and that's Art Morgan.
Yes.
Oh, we're not going to talk about the literal child that's also in here, and the one.
We're not talking about
if you
that.
want to talk about the child, we can talk about the child.
No.
Let's talk about.
There's also the wannabe Setite that I think you might like.
Let's Okay, let's do Art Morgan, let's do our Sunday 1B, and let's do the kid, and then let's skip the fourth one.
Oh,
That
I
third
just saw
one
the Age of the Kid one.
Yeah,
Oh,
that-
why?
Hold up, what?
Seven.
Fun fact: I think every by night book has a child character, which is very
Oh,
unfortunate.
my
except
God, you're
for
right.
except for New York by Night.
No, that one
Oh
has
no,
a
New
teenager.
York by
late
Night
teen.
has one.
Here's why I'm not going to fault them. Interview with a Vampire would have been out at this time.
I
Yes.
don't give a shit. They could have chosen to make a by night without one.
Now, thankfully, we have an
Not all of
updated
the-
picture of Art Morgan. We got a decent picture of him. This looks better.
Yes.
He does.
By the way, what
Wait,
would you
what the
say
fuck?
that
Where is this
what
from?
that man's ethnicity is?
It's what book is this from?
It's a V5 book.
Oh God, you're right. He looks more black than the black Bruja that we
That
just
is
looked
long
at.
blonde
What?
hair, by the way.
Yeah.
That is
What
that
the
is not
shit?
that is not
Yeah,
badly designed dreadlocks. That is long blonde hair.
What
Some
the
folks
actual
dye their hair
shit?
blonde.
He's supposed to be a white guy.
I gotta
No, he's
say,
white.
the
No,
art
no,
in this
no,
book
that's from
is
Germany. That's the crazy thing.
He's a white German with supposed blonde hair and blue eyes, and then
But
think
then
we
they
got
made his hair
redesign.
black in V5. They fucked up too.
He looks better in the V5 though. I like this design better.
the
that
the
flannel.
Yeah,
V5
because
V5
it
design
highlights
is much better.
because what they do is they actually really show because he has a lot of the flaws of the gangrel because he's basically the dude is fried on weed and he is frenzied so
LSD.
fucking much that most of his body is animal like and he has to hide it under sweaters.
The
He
man
runs a
lives in a van
magazine-
down by the river.
What's
He
crazy
runs
is that he
a
has
magazine
Humanity 8.
Deviant Magazine is what he runs, which is a cult magazine that talks about weird shit, like slug worshippers.
He's
And
high on
demons.
And the
life.
best part is he's managed to make every one of his employees worship him like a god.
Yeah,
That's insane.
Also,
And he's not even
canonically
doing it on
friends with
purpose. The
every
entire
type of supernatural that's been written about at this point.
This guy's fucking
Dude,
great because everyone
Werewolf.
thinks he has a plan, but when you read how to role play him, the plan is he literally has no plan. He just does it on the fly and he forgets like 80% of what just fucking happened.
it's also listed in his profile that he has both technocrats and traditionalists on speed dial on his phone.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, he has
He's
Contacts
using-
5.
He also has full. He
Allies
also has pull with
5.
the bone nars.
Yeah. So he's just this dude that everybody just wants to be around. Everybody just wants to be friends with this guy.
He's just a chill
call him
dude. I
Dr.
can't
Bob.
blame him.
He's just a chill dude, just a chill guy.
He just calls up one of his cult of ecstasy contacts to get him hooked up with that mystery machine. Oh,
Yeah.
gee.
No, seriously. Some say that Art's soul was reborn during the '60s, and because, like I said, he has a lot of the animal features. It's kind of hinted that he was a rage machine before he got blasted on weed.
He smoked himself smart.
He smoked
Well,
himself
No, he
mellow.
hasn't, because as mentioned, role playing. It's most people should not realize how deranged you are. Act like a
That's
dude back
wrong
from a
as
recent
hell for
Grateful
no
Dead concert.
reason.
Let everyone say their piece and respect the hell out of other people. You can't focus on any one thing for more than a few seconds.
He's got like 4 points in dominate.
It's guys like Alexander Hamilton. He's flying by the seat of his pants. He's got all this power, and he didn't even try to get it.
It's fucking hilarious. This guy is kind of like one of the better characters in DC by night.
Yeah, I think he's kind of funny in all honesty.
He's just
Him and Vittel are kind of the strongest characters. There's also actually the Malkavians have several really strong ones, but that's later.
I love the Malkavians. I'll love to go into detail with them.
Oh sure. I also want to go through Joseph Fuller because
yeah,
I think
and-
since
and
you like
there's
the
his picture.
Sedites, he kind of shows that off.
He looks kind of like Jim Morrison, doesn't he?
He looks like Dan Avidan from Game Grumps.
Either
He does
one.
actually.
Yeah,
It's Dan.
it's
Can
Dan.
you guess how this guy was embraced, Kyle?
Wait, hang
Is-
on. What?
When was he
How can you
embraced?
guess how
He
he
was
got
got
embraced in 1984.
Say the meme, Kyle.
Literally
got-
1984.
Thank you.
He got
That's my one
embraced.
contribution to the episode. I don't need to say anything else.
He got embraced after having a blood orgy with a gangrel.
And
Yes.
he's got a pseudo-Egyptian cult he's got going on with him as the pharaoh and the high priest.
Which, if you're wondering, is really funny because there were several. This is actually based on a real cult called the Nuwabian movement.
Yeah.
So that was a black supremacist cult that believed that they were literally Kangs, and it at one point built a pyramid. I think like an actual big black pyramid, and then its leader got arrested for massive amounts of cheesy pizza.
As you do when you run a cult.
He had too much kid porn on that hard drive.
Yes.
Correct.
But what about the piled corn?
Look at next thing.
That wings too.
But he's based on this, but this guy is actually more interesting because what happens is he runs into the Setites and goes, these guys have a lot of cool ideas. I'm gonna maybe the Set guy is a cool guy. I'm gonna start working with these guys.
And he just stole their homework.
The best part is he's still a better character than the Setites. But then again, the Setites in this book suck.
Is that the Setites just sell meth and that's it? That's all they do in this book?
Yep.
Well, this guy is actually going full Setite. He's more Setite than the Setites in this book.
He's doing the actual dark religion aspect that I like the most of the clan. And with him as the figurehead. As for how he was able to pull this shit off, I don't know, but let's take a look at his disciplines.
Well, think about it. When he came back from the dead, a la Osiris, when his lover gave her blood.
He's only got 1 point in presence. He has Serpentis.
Yeah, he does.
He does because he worked with them long enough to pick it up.
He just learned how to do it. All right, so much for clan unique disciplines. Am I right?
I mean, it was early in the development of the
Fuller.
game, so.
Why don't we have more people that know demontation?
Well, because, demontation is lethal, and it also makes you insane.
Be demented, Kyle.
No, after working with you for several years on this project, no, I don't think I want to be demented.
You gotta lose yourself.
For the love of our own sanity, let's skip to
Oh,
next.
no, there is one more thing. You forget his ultimate ambition. Fuller's ambition is to create his own bloodline.
Yes. And he has to downprice his way up to a certain generation to make that possible, though.
Needs to be at least like Gen 6.
But I think that's kind of cool, though. Like, he has an interesting ambition out of this.
Then we get a snake gangrel bloodline out of this.
I thought there was one.
That'll be...
And
now the police sirens go off, Melissa. There we go.
Yeah.
This is one of the characters
at age
that
7 in 1914.
I was just going to say something really quick.
Yeah.
This, along with a character, is written much closer to how they actually think.
Yeah.
Because the backstory is written like a kid wrote it, and the other character is written in a way that a person with special needs is written.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the only time they do this.
What
did they mean by this?
Yeah, her whole thing is that her backstory is kind of written like a horror story, and her whole thing is that she doesn't really know how she got embraced, but some vampire decided to embrace a kid and then dipped, and then she has an affinity for cats. She loves cats, and just lives in the dumpster with her cat Dumpling, and then Vattel knows about her and keeps her around for his amusement, and that's it.
That's
Really.
Also, Art
up.
Morgan and the other gangrel that we skipped, who is a high humanity Golconda seeker, basically watch over her.
Yes. The
Also
other
Malkavian. Malkavian is her friend.
Yeah, the other vampires Tabitha pressed her, but I didn't think she was particularly interesting.
Yeah. The only thing notable about her is she was embraced 1 year after her sire did. That implies her sire somehow got the right of curation in like 1 year.
I don't think he did. I think he dipped and got killed by Marissa. By the way, the sire's name, Richard Dahl, which I think is a nod to Roald Dahl.
I think so.
Oh no, he has the same sire as the same Setite dude. How I have no idea.
What? Hold up.
And she's going to go.
Wait, no, that's Adrian Connor.
No, you're wrong.
Yeah.
His sire is Adrian Connor.
Yeah, I was about to say.
And then Melissa's just going to go run off and find the giants in the BFG and have a wonderful adventure.
Yeah,
I
Well,
actually love the
Someone
idea of
put me
Vitel's
inside
nuclear Armageddon plan getting foiled by this little kid. It's like,
that would
come
be
on,
fucking
Mr. Whiskers, stop
hilarious.
hiding from me. And she like
there's
disables
AI
the-
generated videos of Whiskers the cat and his guns.
She would talk to Art and be like, "Hey, can you design this poster for me? It says nuclear war is bad for kittens and hang them up all around DC."
No. Okay, hear me out. Mr. Whiskers, her cat, is actually a Bastet in disguise this entire time.
Well, the Kelly
Yo.
can. By the way, Adam. Animalism 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She also has Fortitude 4 and Protean 3. She's strong
She
as
was
hell.
homeless for decades, and basically the only reason she was remotely sane is because she was able to talk to the cats.
Yes, she was able to talk to kitties, and Jasper Kitty kept her sane.
That's kind of sad but kind of adorable.
And she's got all these ghoul cats. Like every fucking stray cat in DC is hers in control.
Which is really interesting because I know you don't like the Chronicles of Darkness, but there is a ghoul line of cats that essentially are revenants that hunt neonates in Ankara, Turkey.
Fucking Catwoman with Halle Berry.
It's a bunch of actually ghouled cats. Like it's a revenant line of cats, of stray cats in the city.
Now we go Malkavian. We have the Primogen of the region, fucking Scott Levin. Let's pull this guy up, who is a normal guy who is definitely not.
No.
Yeah.
This guy autism maxes.
He's fucking retarded.
He has autism maxed really fucking hard.
he's got a special interest in computers, Kyle, and that computers are a special interest, and he'll talk to you all day about computers.
No, he hates talking with people because, in his own words, computers think much faster than people can.
This man in 30 years would make an AI girlfriend on Grok and talk with her every day and marry her.
Yep. Didn't
actually
an
working
AI,
with
like,
Iteration
convince
X to
somebody to
make his
kill
wife-
themselves at some point?
He's working with Iteration X, and both of them are trying to make it'll culminate in a blood war over who can get the hand of Grok.
Yes, basically. Like a whole information war that cripples the infrastructure of DC just because Scott Levin is fighting with Iteration X on how to make the AI vampire girlfriend work.
It's not even how to make it; it's legitimately for the hand of marriage of the AI vampire girlfriend.
You're digging through the fucking trenches of DC. You're like looking through, the Library of Congress and the Smithsonian Museum, and then you find this weird code that's put in on an Apple II that's sitting in the Smithsonian of where to find Scott Levin. You finally show up. The IX are trying to kick down his door to try and kill him. You fight off the IX. You go in, and he's like, "Oh, dearest Vanessa here in the computer. She's my wife. But those bastards in Iteration X are doing everything in their power to stop our love from being true."
She's the only one that understands me, damn it. You think too slowly. This world is too slow. Nothing makes sense in here.
You mean to tell me that
machine world.
derailed the DC Metro, crippled the infrastructure of the city, and then basically caused a riot that almost got the president killed because you're fighting for Iteration X over a digital girlfriend? Oh, you plebeians wouldn't understand.
Kyle, are you ready to buy one of those AI sex robots?
No.
You ready to spend your money on those?
Absolutely not.
In 2 years, we will be able to purchase those.
I bet you're
2 years,
that,
Kyle.
Johnny.
Despite his mastery of computers, though, you can always tell who he is because he sucks at sock puppeting. He always uses a variant of Golconda as his username.
He never uses a VPN.
How do they find out who I was? I just did Golconda 1, Golconda 2, Golconda 3. How did they figure it out?
His password is password1 exclamation point on all of his accounts.
No, his password is Golconda.
Yeah.
His password is Golconda.
Same as his username.
Oh, man.
He's one of those guys that forgets to go anonymous when he goes on 4chan.
He puts his
Nobody knows.
password to 8
No,
stars.
he's an intentional trip fag on purpose.
You forget to clear his browser history to imagine what it looks like.
He can out shit post the shit posters that actually use bots to ensure they shit up every thread.
Let's talk about Cassie.
Cassie's interesting. I don't
She's
think
got
she's as good as there's another character in Milwaukee by Night with her gimmick that I think does this a little better, but Cassie's okay.
She's
got
just like a
multiple
fun,
personalities.
like 1920s, jazz flapper.
She's got multiple personalities, where her personalities are the child, the maid, and the
And
the
the
mother.
flapper.
Yeah, where it's the three faces of Eve, or the three faces of Hecata, or the three faces of the Morrigan is what she's got.
Kind of nah. She doesn't have a crone face, really.
Yeah, she hasn't gone full crone yet. The crone isn't too crony, but it's there, and you can tell what time she was embraced. You can tell when she was embraced.
Yeah, that's
And
why
she's
we like
literally
having her
a
around.
flapper.
Yeah, she still thinks this is fashionable, that this trend has never gone out of style, and this is the way that everybody should dress.
Well, in all honesty, like you see clothes from the 1920s, and in all honesty, it's still kind of fashionable. I'm not even.
They had some swag back in the day.
Yeah, they had some threads.
And this is the woman who is raising Melissa from Clan Gangrel.
Oh, it's her?
And on top of this, so interestingly enough, she actually was relatively sane by Malkavian standards
Yes.
until Marissa died. Because she retroactively realized her nightmares about a dark cloud destroying DC have come true. Her brain broke, and there are 10 major personalities, but three major ones.
Yes. And now she's spending every day seething over Marcus Vattel.
Well, it depends. If she's in child mode, she's hanging out with Melissa. There's the elder version who is trying to essentially get around this problem. The third personality is what she was like before getting embraced. And that personality basically wants to die.
Yeah.
Oh.
I just want to die. And that's all she says.
Just lays in her bed as just a suicidal level depression.
In her own word, she doesn't think she's a vampire. She thinks that the Cassandra dominates her and uses her as a slave. She has tried to break the masquerade repeatedly and has even tried to kill herself. The problem is she is too cowardly to go through with it.
Sounds like typical Malkavian behavior.
You're just stuck in this. So
her original derangement was she actually would receive visions that would basically be severe epilepsy and always be horrifically fucked up.
This honestly reminds me suspiciously of the Malkavian character in Vampire the Masquerade Swan Song. The only difference is that character's daughter is imaginary.
Yes. Where Swan Song was not a kind of game that I could get behind, but at least it had a much better writing staff than Bloodlines 2.
It did.
Much better.
After playing that a little bit, I kind of missed the combat, as clunky as it was, from Bloodlines, but the first Bloodlines, mind you. But I really do feel like Swan Song does accurately capture the political fencing that occurs in a Camarilla court.
And now let's talk about Gary Stapleton, but he doesn't want you to call him Gary. He wants you to call him Razor. Razor. Call me Razor.
Oh, this guy is fucked.
One of the best anarch Malkavians.
What I do.
And uses graffiti to get his word out.
Yes. He's a mad painter.
He's also on the edge.
Why does he look like Marlon Brando?
It's funny because that's actually him using obfuscate to hide what he really looks like. So
he
Gary,
is Marlon Brando.
So Gary, he was just trying to get his way to his job in DC. This is his first big gig as a boring bureaucrat in the middle of some fucking pencil pushing job as a Politico aide. He gets abducted by a Malkavian whose derangement is homicidal intent.
Yes. Combined with paranoia.
Yeah. He gets kidnapped and basically is ghouled just so the guy can skin him alive over and over again and enjoy it.
Yeah.
One day he gets a little too raunchy with his choices and Gary dies. Now, Rolf's pretty pissed about that, so what he does is he embraces him so he can keep doing this.
It brings him back as a vampire.
And Gary turns the tables, breaks free, and by the way, his real form, he's missing 90% of his skin.
He's a flayed man.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can imagine just how fun he'll look coming after you. Let's see here. Kyle, did you see that dumbass movie Smile?
I did not know.
Oh yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
it.
That the monster that appears at the end of the movie.
Yep.
Or let's see, copying this picture, posting in studio notes. He actually looks like this.
Oh, Jesus Christ, no. What the fuck?
That's what he
Yeah.
looks like.
I don't
Also,
know
if
if I
you're
want to put
wondering-
that up, man. That's fucked up.
His monomania is specifically to tear down the infrastructure because the experience of being skinned alive repeatedly before getting turned into a vampire kind of broke his brain even before the Malkavian curse made it worse.
So it's even
Yes.
worse.
He
So-
straight up wants to destroy the system completely.
And Marcus Hotel knows about him and is not worried. Just completely. We got Super Meat Boy leaving a red trail at every step he does, running
Holy
around
cow,
DC, and he doesn't
Actually
care.
strong. He's actually really strong for his age. Like, what, he's running around with level 5 Thief Obfuscate and 4 and Dominate.
Yeah, he
that
dumped a
four
lot of
dominate-
stats into that shit.
Auspex 3 and Slurdy 1, by the way. He's very fast.
I mean, you kind of
And-
have
Also,
to.
if you're
Yeah.
wondering, he has a habit. He has a no-kill roll, but you'll wish you were dead because he has a habit of intentionally mutilating you as close to death as possible.
Yes. This man will come, grab your body, and just break it.
So he's
you'll
Mr.
still
Frog.
be-
Hello.
He just runs up to you at high speed, grabs your arms, snaps them, grabs your legs and snaps them, then grabs your spine and then breaks over his knee and then dips. He's gone.
Yeah.
Hello.
And then we got Stephen Norton.
This
now,
guy's fun. He's
now,
basically a big man-child, and he's fun.
JoJo has invited himself to the DC by Night game that I'm about to run on Tuesdays. And
Yes.
to reveal to you part of that game, this man's gonna be in it.
Oh no!
He's one of the best characters in this book.
Kyle, he believes that he is the hero of his own series of novels, that somebody's writing about him somewhere, and he's the main character, and that he is the main character of the planet, and the only reason why things happen is because he's doing things. And what's the book series about? Him being Catwoman.
What
Is
the
the
fu-
books.
What? Oh yeah, he's a
So
jewel
what
thief,
happened
yeah.
was this dude, as a kid, he always had this dream of being the greatest thief. And unlike most people who, put away their childish dreams, this motherfucker essentially kept dreaming about this repeatedly, to the point where the only reason he even became a professor of biology was just so he could have access to steal his childhood dream of the Hope Diamond. Then what happens is he gets attacked by a Malkavian who delusionally thought he was a cop. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
He's taken in
Why do you have
for details. He gives up lies. The Malkavian comes back, kills him, says, "Oh fuck, I need to get more information by torturing him because I'm a hard-bitten cop in my own story." Brings him back. He manages to escape, and this is the guy that Vittel regrets most in letting stay alive.
And
Yeah, no
Vitel's
shit.
been trying to catch this guy, but he can't because he's now
He's actually pretty good at being a thief.
he's now straight up Catwoman, but a man. With the
Why-
same kind of like
It's
gadgets
even
abilities.
funnier.
So he's
It's
just
even
Sam
funnier
Fisher
because-
now.
Well, no, he actually is based on Catwoman because he actually stole one of Melissa's cats.
Yes.
Oh my god.
How does this dude have self-control 4 and humanity 7? He's a
The best part
Because
about
he
him
is
is
a
that
gentleman thief. He doesn't like to hurt anyone at all unless he has to.
he has a full body cat suit that he wears underneath his clothes and he never takes it off.
Oh, it probably
What the
smells
fuck?
rank.
Yes, he does.
Dude is alerts the whole neighborhood. He has resources!
Yep, from all this to be stolen, yes.
Yes, he does have Resource 5. Well, also, he has a very high-paying job as a member of the biology department for
NIH.
bacteriological research.
Oh, great. So he's going to be going to China soon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's just a side hobby. He wants to steal the Hope Diamond.
He's doing a full-blown Indiana Jones where he's professor by day, and he's one of those professors that never fucking shows up to his class and just has his assistant do everything for him. Thief by night.
Basically, yeah.
That's what he's
So,
doing.
some role-playing hints for this guy. Anal, retentive, and obsessive does not begin to describe you. You plan everything out in precise detail, leaving nothing to chance. You are part of Art's Archon, so Art actually is buddies with this guy, and he rocks with him.
Art's probably like, you know what? This creep is pretty fucking incredible. I want to read more. I want to write more stories about him.
By the way, one of his goals is to actually kick Vittel screaming into the abyss itself.
Yeah, he
How
has
is
his,
the abyss in?
the man has a whole like Batman versus the Penguin kind of story going on with Vittel in his mind.
And he narrates it in his head because he sees himself in like a Penny Dreadful. Like, if you've ever read Arsenault de Lupin, the gentleman thief of France, that's what he sees himself as.
But what it sounds more like is Darkwing Duck when he does narration.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, straight up. He's basically Darkwing Duck.
Yeah.
By the way, his best friend is Dr. Jeffrey Granger, who essentially was the guy who taught him how to be a person.
Why is this guy so strong? Why is he has Dex 5?
There, let's pull up what Jeffrey Granger looks like. This guy's got the very strong red energy. He's got very strong red energy. Check him out.
In the words of
like
Hungry Santa, give me that for free.
He looks like he should be a Talmudic scholar.
Well, here's the thing. This guy was a psychologist and eventually actually worked on Project MK Ultra for the government.
Oh, God, no!
Cool.
He's a Fed. He's an actual
I'm not
Fed.
even kidding. He is the master of he worked on MK Ultra. He also worked on Manchurian candidate projects. And the way his derangement works is he has the ability to absorb the insanity of the people he talks to.
And that's it. And
he uses it to gain insight into their condition. And his ultimate goal is not to cure the Malkavian condition at all. It's to provide therapy for the undead and to deal with the weight of ages.
Yes. Well, he actually has a good plan going on here because Kyle, you remember the Penitent Legion in Wraith?
Yes.
So if this guy succeeded in his mission, a lot of penitents would really appreciate that.
Yeah, I suppose it would. It'd make their job a lot easier.
Mm-hmm. After all, if the theory is right that insanity does empower Oblivion, he would be, in a way, helping fight against Oblivion, and by extension, the Worm.
So this is like an actual, like, good guy, even though he got roped into the really fucky shit that the government does.
Yeah, he works with the NWO, on the other hand.
Oh, yeah, okay, okay, never mind, fuck him.
Yeah, he's a bad guy who does good things.
Yeah.
Well, no, he doesn't work with the NWO. The Men in Black have started to try to rope him in and use him as an agent.
And he's trying to resist, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing.
Contrary to his goals.
Yeah.
How many healthy... Because he wants to atone because in his own mind, he didn't know that the world of the supernatural existed. So many people he treated for delusions might have actually been onto something. And he's trying to fix that. He's trying to basically undo the damage from that in his time working at MK Ultra.
Because after all, when you go to like fucking psychotherapy nowadays, they just fill you up with a bunch of pills, just shove them down your throat, and then send you on your way. And you can't.
This guy has a habit of, as he does therapy sessions with the patient, he basically takes their derangements. He has actually gained several enemies among the kindred because of that. Because they think he's mocking them.
Yeah, he goes ahead and removes the derangement. He's succeeding. He's actually one of those people that gives a shit about his patients. He's not just going to hook you on mess, and that if you ever cold turkey on, you lose your fucking mind. He's one of those people that actually does the job right.
I think him and Dr. Norton are probably my favorites in this book.
Oh yes.
Also, it turns out they're friends.
Yeah,
and also,
you need one or you need both. You can't really do one or the other.
Because Norton sired him.
Yes.
Yeah, what happened was he figured out that his buddy was a vampire. Norton panicked and killed him, and then brought him back. And they had a falling out for a little bit, but they've made up over it.
Yeah.
I imagine once they started like researching again, they kind of realized how much they kind of actually need each other.
Well, Granger was the guy who made Norton a functional human. I'm not even kidding. He was mono-focused on being a jewel thief and didn't know how to interact with humans until college.
And then that's where it started.
Yep. And good old
You cured my
hungry Santa
autism.
was able to cure him.
You
Yes,
cured his
person, I
autism.
am here to talk about the weather. Good. You're making progress, Norton.
With the Nosferatu,
I
the
can take relief
They're
any
Nosferatu.
of
actually
these.
pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I like the or no, not the Nosferatu.
One
that's
of
for
them's
the-
good.
Yeah.
The other
That-
ones I can take relief.
Let's get Nathan doesn't do a damn thing in this
Dude,
book.
it's a
He's
coward and a
basically-
Nosferatu. Pick a struggle.
The way to describe him is, if you've ever read the Song of Ice and Fire books, he's Doran Martell. He just
Yes.
sits there and watches as everything fucking explodes.
He doesn't do it.
You're
He's
not
waiting
even
for
that
Vittel to
strong
kill
to
everybody so he
read.
can just take over New York by himself, DC by himself.
Yep.
By the way, that Gambit
How can
fails
you actually
because
not
we'll
fun?
talk about what happens to DC after this.
And then,
Oh yeah, I read up on that.
And
DC
then
and
we-
Modern Knights is cooked.
Amos is probably my favorite of the Nosferatu in this book.
Yeah, he's the train guy. He hangs around the trains all day, and Tarzan swings around the train system.
Also, he is one of the other black characters, and of course they made him Intelligence 1.
Yeah.
What did White
mean
Wolf
by
mean by this? He's also written in a way it's like, somebody's got to help the street people and protect them.
How many points does he
I'm
have in
everybody's
Streetwise?
friend.
How many points does he have in Streetwise? I can tell you 5.
Oh my god!
Yeah. Boom.
Of course.
Boom.
Good job, White Wolf. Good job.
He's
he
also
mentioned-
the guy who basically, if you stay too long on the trains, he just eats you.
You rode this train too long. Time to die.
Dog, I just
fucking-
needed to get back to frickin' Shady Grove. What the fuck?
Well, that's the next guy, George.
That George, who looks like I've seen this man. I've seen this man several times in South Charlotte.
Yeah, you
Oh,
can run into
fuck
a
At one
few of
time,
these
he had
every
the
now
worst
and
job
then.
of all. An English teacher in Southeast DC.
Impossible.
This is just no. This is Freedom Riders, but it went horribly, horribly wrong.
He basically was the guy in those teacher dramas. How can I reach these kids?
He got shot, he got hate mail, his car trashed, all because he wanted to ensure children could read English. How dare
Basically,
he?
he held them up to their standards, and the Southeast kids did what they usually do.
They
which is
dragged him down to
method
their
of
level and beat him with
Set shit on
experience.
fire. It reminds me that I told you about that one Family Dollar, Kyle. That was the manager there didn't fuck around, threw these kids out for shoplifting all the damn time, and the kids came back and set the entire AC unit of the store on fire.
Yeah, I can attest, as someone that goes to Southeast schools, that people there bully the teachers relentlessly for just trying to help them.
It was I'm going to make up this manager's name. It was funny because she was telling me the story about this, and she said she got a call from one of her employees saying, "Stacy, there's smoke coming out of the AC. What do I do?" What do you think you do in that moment?
Oh, you get the fuck up out of the building and call the goddamn fire department.
She told him, get all the customers out of the building and then walk back in and lock the door behind you and breathe in the smoke and die. You idiot calling me about this.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, George was a victim of Amos because he started getting his life around because obviously dealing with these kids make you turn to drink, beat your wife, get divorced,
Yeah.
undo the damage. He gets eaten by Amos. He comes back as a guy. And here's the funniest thing about him. He kind of sucks. He's kind of boring and forgettable, except for one thing. George has a habit of sneaking into the Supreme Court just to play around on their basketball court.
And that's it.
He legitimately uses obfuscate to sneak into the basketball court in the Supreme
He
Court.
challenges Clarence Thomas to a 1v1.
That would be
He has
funny.
done that.
And on top of that, he has a special ally within the Bone Gnars called Blood Liquor. As whether or not that guy shows up in Karen's place of power, I couldn't tell you. But the Bone Gnars know about this guy, and they just are chill with him because, once again, he doesn't do anything.
He's just
It's
some nosy-wassy.
Yeah, he's just a vampire. He's wholeheartedly does not give a shit
There
about
is
the
one
Camarilla.
thing he wants to do, which is to take care of the fucking Setites, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Honestly,
He-
base,
he's-
kill the Setites. They suck.
Next up is Glenn Courier. We're getting nastier and nastier with our Setites as we go down the list.
Setites.
Setites.
Yeah, they get uglier looking as we Nosferatu. We get uglier with these guys as we go down the line.
Yeah, he doesn't really do anything though, Glenn Courier.
No, Courier does some fun stuff because he's a
Here's-
serial killer that murders you with a chainsaw.
And he's a Leatherface. But textbook example of Leatherface Nosferatu.
A motherfucking chainsaw. What?
Is this guy supposed to be a stab at Nosferatu?
No,
He just does it for fun.
So
literally,
Camaroda
no.
hasn't
George
tripped him yet?
uses him as a leg breaker.
Yes. It's just he calls his buddy Glenn,
li-
and then Glenn comes in with his chainsaw.
He found a serial killer. Basically, a serial killer decided to start making bodies in DC, and George ate him.
And then brought him back.
And now he gets to do that
he's an
forever.
11th Jester. Yeah, he's also got the nature of Jester, meaning that this guy has indeed Joker maxed.
I don't know if that's
Yeah,
a good
this
thing
man
or a
is-
bad thing.
Well, that's his
Yeah,
nature. His demeanor is deviant, so he's literally the insane bondage clown with the chainsaw.
That's
Yes,
fucked.
I am the Joker. Yes,
Look at
this is
that,
me, I'm the
humanity
Joker.
won.
He
Fine,
had
no
humanity won
surprise.
before being embraced.
the scars.
he's got to find a path soon, or he's going to white out.
In fairness,
Oh, no.
he had humanity too at best before being embraced.
Oh no, Chief, it's too cooked. You can only get on a path until you're at like Humanity 3. To get on a path of enlightenment, you have to lose a point of morality.
He's got to go on
So,
a
yeah,
rare vacation.
Yeah, no, this guy's doomed.
And then we've got Toby, who... Why is he here?
Because he's
I just
He
realized
he's
he
an
still has
anarch.
Conscience 2 still.
Yeah, we got a...
Oh yeah, this piece of shit's in the Anarch cookbook for those wondering, and
Yeah.
they just put him in there because I guess they needed another page
I
legally.
suppose so, yeah.
And they're just plugging the Anarch book, saying, if you want to find out about this guy, well, fuck you, buy this other book.
Buy our
Basically, if
book.
you're curious, he's the example of the Nosferatu hacker. He's also a parody of Fat Greasy Nerd. That's
Yeah.
his thing.
He's got serious underbite. He's got his teeth going into his nose.
Yeah, he's kind of lame. Speaking of lame, the Toreador, which
Yeah.
if we kind of skipped through what the clans rising and falling was like, Toreador along with the Ventru got fucking gassed. The Toreador by Marissa, Vitel kept them down, and then Vitel kind of gassed the Ventru.
And now there is nothing pretty about the fucking Toreador. They've never gotten over the South losing, and they're all angry, and I don't think a single one of them likes Vitel.
No.
By the
probably
time
not.
the Toreador regained their footing in the city, Ventru had already basically taken control.
And now they just
They also
seethe.
tried
Yeah.
to coup Marissa, and that went fucking well. The highest ranking guy that's in this fucking shithole of a clan, at least in this city, their shithole clan,
Yes.
is Chaz.
Yeah, Chaz Voyager.
Chaz!
He looks like Val
Where,
Kilmer.
JoJo, this guy will also be appearing in the the DC game that I'm running.
Oh god, what does this
what-
man do?
He is a musical teacher and composer that swears that he is super talented. The system's just against him. Nobody wants to
Oh,
listen to his music.
he's not a music teacher at all. What happened was he was a gifted student who got
Yeah.
groomed by a
Oh,
Toreador
right.
music teacher.
Right. And he's this massive. He's this great composer, and he's got all this fantastic stuff that nobody listens to. And
It's even worse. This
Yeah.
dude is a reject from Baltimore.
yes, he couldn't make it in
Oh,
Baltimore.
His sire tried to become one of the many princes because Baltimore, canonically in the World of Darkness, it's mostly Sabbat run except for the squabbling princelings, as I like to call them, because it's
Yes.
basically shattered into a bunch of princes.
It-
She tried her shoot her shot, but fucked up.
And Chaz is one of those guys where it's whole, I'm the bleeding artist. Nobody understands me. Nobody appreciates me kind of Toreador.
And this sucks, but he is also, unfortunately, the most experienced Toreador here, so he is actually Primogen by fucking default.
Yeah, he got
That
the role
would be
because
so
nobody else could do it.
If I need to reclaim the blood of Cain,
He's also a damn supermodel, appearance 5.
Yeah.
or-
Yeah. I
this
mean,
man
as
is a waste
Toreador
of the
go.
blood. Reclaim the blood of Cain.
No, the true
Yeah.
waste of blood is Angelique Stravinsky, who technically should be Primogen. Yeah, she's a little lower, she's a little higher generation, but she actually was in the city for far longer.
Her whole thing is that she lost everything in the Russian Revolution, came to America only to lose everything again after Sabbat killed her sire.
And basically, she hid like a bitch for like so long that Chaz took over.
Yeah.
Also, she sucks because you'll hate her because guess who she's in love with? The worst character in this fucking book.
Oh god, that damn Tremere!
Peter
Yup.
Dolphin.
No, he's not the worst in the book. He's the
Peter Van
second
Doren.
worst. Yeah.
Peter Van Doren. Yeah. Peter Van Doren, the I was born in South Africa, therefore I'm black character.
Oh,
we'll
so
get to
he's
it.
Elon
Don't-
Musk. Great.
Don't worry, black people. I shall speak for you as an African.
Just
I'm gonna
kidding. Where's
go
the picture of
surf a
Peter
show
wearing
man
the
is
King
gonna
of Black
support
People
each
sash?
He was Joe Biden maxing before Biden was doing it.
It was. And
The difference was Joe Biden actually was a lifeguard in a pool filled with black people at one.
we never did know what he said to Corn Pop. He never did say that.
Well, the best part is Corn Pop is real.
Yeah,
Like, he is real. It's
It was
just Joe
ba-
Biden said it so fucking weirdly. No one believed him,
It was a bad dude. It ran with the crowd a bunch of seedy
and he
characters.
was. He ran a small fucking gang. He's a real character. He just said it so weirdly. No one believed him.
Next up is Rachel Evans, who's another musician.
Rachel Evans?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she
Wait, no.
was I'm trying to see what kind of instrument she was. She was like,
Let's see.
it was like she was like a whole like she was a part-time singer for a death metal band that only ever performed at bars. And then fucking Chaz saw her and said, "We gotta get her. We got get some Toreador blood in her."
No,
Yeah,
you're making it way
And
too
then
nice. What
decided to
happened
trail
was
mix her with a bunch of pills. What the fuck?
what
Yeah.
happened was her parents tried to turn her to Hollywood talent. She crashed out as a teenager, did a bunch of drugs, started going to dive bars to sing. Was really good, but basically OD'd. Chaz saved her, and now the Setites want her because allegedly. Actually, notice her hair color and notice her face. She also looks like Marissa. She looks like the two that he made his child there. So yeah,
Yes. And so the set that's trying to get a hold of her, and Chaz is like white knighting for her honor, putting himself between her and the Setites.
Honestly,
because the Setites want to use her to basically honeypot Vattel.
Yeah.
either that, but in all honesty, like, you know, I'd much rather have him be a Toreador than another fucking Setite.
Bruja.
Jesus Christ.
Well, if you're wondering, the Setites' big scheme is to essentially get her doped up on super drugs.
Yeah, that's what the Setites do, and they fucking suck.
What kind of does it for me with these characters? Chaz Voyager isn't that incredible by himself. Rachel Evans isn't that incredible by herself, but as a duo, they're interesting.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's the Toreador, with a few exceptions like Helena, aren't really that interesting by themselves. But when you pair the Toreador up with another vampire, that's when they shine. They're always the how to a notes. They always need someone else with them to be super
What are
interesting.
you talking about? Waylon Smith is pretty cool because he's basically two guys in one.
about?
So
God.
his normal main personality is a flamboyant magician,
Yes.
but that hides his real personality, who is essentially a tough, no-nonsense New York City kid who has several bodies under his fucking belt because of because he grew up in the Bronx, you see.
Yes.
He plays an effete elite British man. But the thing is, the reason he has the split personality is because Angelique fucked up his brain, basically tried to dominate away the memories. But because of this and how he was embraced, his main personality, Wayland, yeah, he doesn't remember. Renee does. And Renee fucking hates her and wants to kill her.
And this is what it looks like in studio notes.
He's
Yeah.
Charles Manson maxing.
He
Yes,
really
he's-
is, yeah.
It's straight up murder face.
I feel like this is like an early proto version of the Caitiff.
No, there were Caitiff in Chicago by night, like literally Chicago
yeah.
by night.
yeah, we read that book, yeah.
Yeah,
Like in
well,
first
okay.
edition, they already had him.
Oh,
And
okay.
so it goes to show that it turns out Malkavians aren't the only crazy vampires. You can make anybody crazy, like this guy. And
So
now
now
we,
we're. Oh
By the
no!
way, the other Toreador think he's a loser because, unlike them, who really are masters of the arts of music, this guy does petty, cheap tricks.
and he also does the whole Styx, Hex, and Hammer. He believes that he's a black magician with dark, evil chaos magic. he can cast.
Well, if it means anything, she's actually more successful than they are. Or because he has. Never mind. I mean, they have more points.
But here's the thing. Here, you ready for these disciplines, Kyle?
Yeah, go ahead.
Auspex 1, celerity 1. End of disciplines.
Yeah,
wow, this guy sucks.
I mean, he is the youngest.
Yeah, that's
He's a 12th generation.
Wait, how does he
that
only
makes
have
sense.
2? He should by
He should have one more, yeah.
He's only in this book. He was embraced in 1991. So by the time this book came out, he's only been a vampire for 4 years.
I'm surprised
Yeah,
he's
but
not
then
dead.
you
have a
do
third-
all 3
He should have a
disciplines.
third discipline
Yeah,
done.
where'd it go? Where'd it go?
This man actually is a fraud.
Yeah, he is.
He's actually not even a vampire. He's a ghoul that's impersonating a vampire.
That's it. He's a fake vampire.
Actually, that'd be an interesting. Like that could be a fun twist you could do if you do your DC. Like make him like a fake vampire. Like he's actually a ghoul that's like a really clever ghoul.
I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to drop a reveal for my players from Disco by Night. Kyle, you know how I have the character Amadeus Peregrine Kruger?
Amadeus.
The guy who was the gnarly Tremere that turned himself into stone and had horns. Who never wore clothes.
I do vaguely remember that, yes.
He was never Tremere to begin with.
Really?
He is a gargoyle.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, Stonehead, that makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, and just my players never discovered it.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah. And he lies about being the perfect Tremere whenever he was never Tremere to begin with. And now we go.
Yeah.
And now we go into the Tremere. This guy who has his face right next to the Washington Monument, which looks more like a tribute to Bill Clinton.
Shut up,
He
Jack Dunham.
actually looks like a He actually looks like like a member of the White House press trying to deny the affair that's going on.
Yeah, he wants you to stake that monument in his mouth.
Trumpy said, Trumpy, he did not go any. He got smutty at that woman.
There was no client list. The client list was never real.
And he
It
didn't
was
suck
never
off Bill
real,
Clinton.
guys.
Okay,
It's
so
all mixed
Dorfman is literally one of the worst written characters in this book because if you look at his stat line, if you look at how long he's been playing the political game, his stats do not make sense with his actions nor how he is written.
Yeah, this is the guy that the Tremere wants to be the Prince of DC. They want to get rid of Vittel, but Vittel's too interwoven.
Well, they wanted to get rid of Marissa and replace her with him since like the Civil War era.
And then Vittel slipped in.
And here's another weird thing about him. You look at his virtues, he's maxed out in them.
He's
How
maxed
is
out
he
his
a
virtue.
punching spy?
But this guy's a fucking idiot. This
He is
guy,
the dumbest. Okay, so let's go. I want very quickly. We don't have to go through all of his stats, but I want to highlight.
Not.
I want to highlight. He has perfect mental stats.
Yes.
He has superhuman social stats as well as damn near maxed out social stats in general.
Yes.
His knowledges are maxed out in a lot of things, but he acts dumber. He acts dumber than the fucking magician that we just read.
Yeah.
Is he
on top of that?
intentionally
He has
playing the fool, or does he just suck?
Well, he has
sucks.
Well, Kyle. He also has 3 points in spirit thaumaturgy, meaning this man can step sideways.
Oh,
yes, he can.
I see.
Here's the crazy thing. He has 6 points in resources and influence, allies, contacts, and fucking more.
And he uses none of it.
That's fine. No, here's the thing. That would make sense because, remember, he's part of the boys' club among the Tremere. It makes perfect sense. But he doesn't do shit with it. And he actually matches Vittel. He is, like Vittel, he is allegedly capable of taking on the NWO and fucking winning more often than losing.
Yes. Because you notice with these stat blocks, if there is a vampire that has thaumaturgy, they only ever have the same 3 paths: lure flame, movement of mind, weather control.
None of them have path of blood.
What I think happened was they just copied Vittel and or maybe Dorfman, and then they made him Vittel. That's probably what happened.
Next time you read a by night book, look at a vampire that has thaumaturgy. I will guarantee you he'll have at least 2 of those paths.
Mainly because the lure flames allow them to resist Rot Shrek more often.
Absolutely. Lure flame, there's no reason to not have it if you can take it.
Yes.
And he's a whole traditionalist. He says, I want to bring the city back into Tremere control but I'm going to have no real initiative in doing it. And even the book says that even though I could probably defeat Fattel, I'm not going to make an effort. And Art Morgan is the guy that has the best chance of disposing him, not me.
I can just get
So here's the
Art
worst part. His
Morgan
role-playing
and that
hints.
one Viking Bruja, and they could kick his ass.
It
Well, here's the
could,
best
yeah.
part. His role-playing hints, you're in command of every situation. Never lose the initiative, whether strategic, tactical, or social. Every pawn has its use, and there's always a need for more pawns. This guy is supposed to be a chess master, and yet this motherfucker is playing and losing snakes and ladders.
Yes.
Man,
If you read how his history works, it's fucking demented.
man is supposed to be playing 4D chess. In reality, he's playing fucking checkers.
JoJo,
He also has managed to alienate every fucking member of the Tremere in the Chantry.
JoJo, you remember how Dio Brando in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure was supposed to be this genius vampire that learned how to achieve heaven in part 3?
Yeah, in reality, how he was written, he was just a fucking moron.
And then when he appears in Star Wars Crusaders, his whole plot on defeating Joe Stars is, I will send a stand user. And the stand user has been defeated. Send another. Send another. Send another. Send another.
Yeah, never at any point just show up, stop time, and punch them all to the heart.
At no time does he consider, maybe I should send stand users, plural, and have them be a team, like fucking Diablo was doing? At no point? Yeah.
It's even dumber when you keep in mind.
Kill the cats like every
It gets
fight.
dumber. I forgot he had these. This is even dumber. He has items that protect him from Auspex, Dominate, and Presence.
So he actually could defeat Vital and then, again, does fucking nothing.
And he says other forces, which includes he could just pull out, aha, I knew what you were all along. Fuck you and your shadow bullshit. You can't touch me.
And then, spoiler, he doesn't become the Pontifex of DC at the end of the story.
He dies like a bitch.
Yes. This is the most wasted potential character you guys ever made.
Hold this L and we smoking his pack, boys.
Yeah.
Since I was supposed to compare some of these vampires to cancer, I'm going to compare this man to RMC, a rare type of kidney cancer that is fucking lethal.
Yeah.
That's all he is. He just does nothing and kills you. That's
dude, I'm like, this next chick, this isn't even his child, but somehow she's like 10 times as competent as he is.
Because she decided to get in direct contact with the NSA. That was the plan. Now, Kyle, if you remember in Hunters Hunted, the NSA is an entire vampire hunting group.
Yes, otherwise known as the IAA.
So she controls the hunt in this regard.
She literally targets who stays and who goes.
TX.
Yes. She could derail an entire hunt because of that. Or if she has an enemy within the Sabbat, target that city entirely, sweep the city, you're done. That's it. That's all you gotta do.
Yes, indeed.
So why isn't she the candidate? Oh, it's because she's got a pussy, that's why.
And also she's kind of high gen. She's like Gen 9.
Yeah.
And she's tall as hell for some reason. She's 5'10".
She also was a mage originally. She was a hermetic.
When
and she has maxed out virtues again.
When you said tall, I thought you were talking like Lady Dimitrescu tall for a minute.
Nah, she's only 5'10".
Yeah, that's it.
That's tall. Like, for women, that's pretty tall, but
yeah, that's it. And then what? She has movement of mind, lure of flames, and other control again. But she's on to something crazy with Path of Conjuring. You know, she could get to level 2 with Path of Conjuring and then slowly start building a nuclear bomb of her own.
Especially since she has Dominate 5 and has access to the NSA.
If
Okay, so what you're saying is she's going to conjure a small dirty bomb in a briefcase to kill Vittel.
Yes, and she'll plant the dirty bomb in his haven and then just walk out.
Yep.
Hold on, wait a second.
She was formerly a hermetic. She could do that.
She could.
How is she a Thaumaturgy 4 but movement of mind 5?
They didn't think that through.
No, that actually is a mistake.
I would say that she has Thaumaturgy 5 because she's literally the only thing holding the Tremere presence in the city remotely together.
Yeah, she's the one that does everything, and then fucking Dorfman takes all the credit for it. That's it.
Alright, so now we got the next guy. Can we just skip the next dude? He's kind of fucking lame.
Conrose is boring.
Con Rose. It's just him in the car, and that's him
And we
driving
have
away out of this episode.
Peter Van Dorn, born in South Africa in
This guy sucks.
1945.
We gotta get this guy's picture. It's his Elon Musk.
Look at this man.
He
This
watched
man
his
looks like he's about to fuck
homeland
like
slowly turn
Brother
apart as
Abu Johnson.
apartheid.
What?
So he said,
What?
Hang on, what happened?
Somebody speak. We got dead air.
This
So,
man looks
Peter-
like Brock. Sounds like. Start talking him. Drop that beat.
So, he saw his homeland slowly turn apart as apartheid shifted from de facto to official government policy. He also saw his father, a domineering racist, take out his frustrations on his cowed wife and increasingly rebellious son. So he began to fight the system, to save the land he loved and to destroy the man he hated. And he began to write.
He has the same backstory as Rose Tico from Star Wars, man.
His fear that he would become
What?
another
Oh,
white
God.
overlord like his father. So his fame grew, his government hated him, and he was invited in America to do a book tour. And as soon as he stepped onto the tarmac at Dulles in 1968, the South African government pulled his visa and passport, leaving him a stateless exile.
And so the whole character, while Kyle, is that he is a white liberal, the same kind of white liberal that says that I regret my white heritage and I wish I was black.
You
So
know
he's
what?
ahead of his time, really.
Yeah.
You want to know? I'm sure I can get away with this minor slur. This man is a wigger. He's the
Yeah.
definition of a wigger.
I said that word in the middle of our live plays. We got away with that before.
Oh God, Helena's not competent because she's his sire.
Oh,
What?
God.
The fucking Helena Taylor
God
embrace
damn
this
it,
guy?
Helena.
Are you
I think the reason why
shitting me?
I think the reason why she embraced him was purely to make sure the Bruja wouldn't have him.
We were talking
Just
before off
kill him.
camera. We were talking before off camera that a lot of Tremere are more middle managers than leaders because the Tremere will select you if you're very good at taking orders and you don't say no. They want yes men. So what this guy is that he's a low-livered, self-hating white liberal that will go along with anything that fits that memo. So Helena saw a perfect NPC to embrace, and now here he is.
He's a
Well, the
useful
problem
idiot,
is that's
basically.
not how he's played at all. He's actually completely rebellious.
He's rebellious because he thinks he's Bruja. He thinks he's a Bruja.
Oh, it gets dumber. So here's the thing. When he got embraced, he actually got angrier because he hated the structure of the Tremere. He hated the Camarilla. So he's decided to do the most giga-brained, like fucking galaxy-brained move ever. He is going to become the first Tremere anarch and nuke the city from fucking orbit in terms of vampire influence.
That's a genius idea, and he's one of 2 Tremere anarchs in existence.
This man fucking suck. Why am I imagining him talking like Brother Abu Johnson? And he couldn't tell you.
He watched the video of Farrakhan talking. Now he talks like him.
This man unironically probably would convert to like being a member of the Nation of Islam and talk about how the color is.
He's the top donator of the Black Hebrew Nationals.
Yeah. This
The
dude is
best
about-
part is
No.
his
You mean the
antics.
Black Hebrew Israelites? The Black Hebrew Nationals are just black people who make hot dogs.
Well, you're saying that, but
What?
here's the thing. The Setites see him as a useful idiot because of his stupid posturing bullshit.
They're right. They're right. He's behold, Haitian mobster.
And
Come
the
on
best
in.
part, yeah, that's the best part. They actually fooled him by the look. We're oppressed. We're oppressed Asians. Please. And then the other thing that makes him annoying is he basically ruins Angelina kind of because basically one of the big arcs is him and her have a thing and they want to get married vampire style,
Yeah.
and it sucks.
They're trying to screw each other.
The best part is he only did it to cuck Con Rose,
And then,
and then
speaking
actually
of-
caught feelings.
well, speaking of Setites, we actually have a Tremere Setite too with Hans Schmidt.
Before we get into that piece of shit, who I'm going to equate to glioblastoma, Peter Van Dorn is pancreatic cancer, if
Yeah.
you're wondering.
You don't ever detect him and he kills you before you know what's going on.
But
Then we have
he's also
Hum.
one of the archons of Art Morgan, so he's also ruined Art Morgan just by being
I
near him.
promoted this dude.
And then we have Hum Smith.
He's a Nazi.
Yeah,
He
he
literally
is.
Operation Paperclip.
He is.
I'm imagining this man talking like Doctor's deaf head. He's about to hit me with a, I like the eyes on you. And I like the eyes on you too.
This man was in the same circle as Hamlet Kimmler. He was an occultist with the Thule Society that learned dark thaumaturgy.
And the only difference is he did not get embraced by a member of House Goratrix.
Now that's it. He's one of Idris's blood. But he started a cult around himself called the Followers of the Body of God.
Oh, you can
The
tell
reason
where
being
this
is,
going.
I think there is an Earthbound stuck along the boundary lines of DC, and he wants to wake that thing up.
Yeah, which is well, Idris did that, and you can tell him how well that worked.
Well, hang
This
on. No,
dude's short as hell. He's 5'4".
he's trying to do that. Isn't that just where the Eater of Souls is sealed?
It is.
Yeah.
This guy's a
maybe talking to the
fucking
Conception
idiot.
Worm. He's going to start Apocalypse doing this.
Correct.
Dude has Thaumaturgy 4, but no Thaumaturgy levels equal or greater than 4, and he has Dark Thaumaturgy at 3, but no Dark Thaumaturgy paths. This dude truly is a fraud.
Yes, he really is.
This guy's a clown.
And now for the venture, let's talk about porn star Dorian Adams.
He's supposed
Okay,
to
so
look. He's supposed to look like the grandpa from the Munsters.
That's
So
what
what I can never keep speaking.
and say he looks like this old cheesy porn star with the way he dresses, Kyle. And there he is.
If you ever wondered where the poser flaw came
this
about,
shit.
it's because of this guy.
It's because of
This
him.
dude isn't. He looks like he's gonna say, "I'm gonna suck your cock."
I'm going to suck your dick.
The best part is that's part of his plan, and he's literally pretending to be mentally retarded for the past. How many years has he been? For the past 50 years.
With Marcus.
Because this guy, despite being an absolute clown man, he even speaks exactly like Bela Lugosi. The reason he does this is because he is the only guy that knows that Vitel is a La Sombra, and he is the only Ventrue that he has not been bloodbound or sent to final death that lived in the city from the start.
And he just got away with it by pretending to be a Spurg, and Vitel looked at him and said, "Ha, funny little vampire," and just spared his life.
Well, he also basically turned because he managed to get his castle. Yes, Dorian Adams was able to move his castle to Maryland. And he's basically heavily fortified it with security, not just normal security. He hired mages to make magical traps too.
And here's the funny thing: he's actually smart as hell. He has 4 points in intelligence.
That's the thing. He plays being a campy Bela Lugosi gay vampire man. He does that to basically hide himself from the politics.
And you can tell he's doing that too because he's geared up. He's taken 5 points in fortitude. And he's also tall as hell. He's 6'6".
7 stories tall.
He plays himself stupid on purpose. Yeah.
Yes. So he just plays a big dumb idiot, and that's how he gets away with everything. Edward Walker. This is a guy who took the black pill during the Civil War. After seeing all these people get sick from the war, he said, "You know what? Humanity and life fucking sucks, and you die." And then got embraced during that time.
Yeah, now he just gets to live and be a fucking dick for the rest of eternity.
So what I'm hearing here, the DC by Night game, he's on the top of the fucking hit list. I gotta diabolarize him, gotta reclaim that.
He is a massive misanthrope. He never smiles. He's never happy about anything. He feeds upon the geriatric because, as a Ventrue, that's his specific feeding type. He can only eat off of old people.
By the way, the reason why
this man necromancy.
No, there's also another reason. It's specifically those in convalescence and dying, and he does that because watching them die faster makes his own miserable life feel better.
Yeah, it's like full-on Colonel Stinkmeaner.
He really is.
How is he a nihilist with Conscience 5?
Conscience 5. He knows what
an
he's doing is
idealist.
wrong.
The
He
only
doesn't
correct
care.
response to a moral nihilist is to kill them.
Well,
And,
it's because he used to be like. Remember, his whole thing was to aid the sick. Like he actually was an idealistic doctor before the massive amounts of cholera and brother on brother violence.
No, I see why he's depressed. He's 5'5".
and
That too.
because he got embraced during that period, he's in the black pill phase forever. He can't get out of it. And
Even after all the advances of modern medicine?
And Kyle has 3 points of necromancy.
But of course he does.
As for how he found that out, I don't know.
Probably through the
And
Giovanni.
has no past? I have no idea.
Oh yeah, it says down here he has ties to Giovanni.
See, look, I was right.
So this dude's an out traitor.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. On top of that, we got Gio Menatelli and his ghoul Guido.
He's an Italian.
Yeah.
Hey, look here. I'm an Italian.
pasta.
I'm Roman Catholic. You understand?
This dude's his whole character is that I am very Italian. That's his character.
No, it's even funnier because he's bloodbound to Vittel, and legitimately he is this obsequious guy who treats him like a mob boss. Like he goes full caricature. Literally, you're supposed to play him up like the most stereotypical Italian mobster ever, like to a comedic level.
He goes, "Hey boss, you need something done, boss? The boss wants you dead. Sure thing, boss."
He's the traditional gooner of...
You got it, boss. No problem,
Gotta
boss. I'll take
reclaim
care of it,
more-
boss.
Have to reclaim more vitae from Ventarfa.
Also, his
this
ghoul
one's
Guido.
like
Oh no, here's the other thing. His ghoul Guido is based on. Have you ever seen Rondo Hatton?
Yes.
That's what he looks like. That's what Guido looks like. He looks like Rondo Hatton. Get an image of him as like the Strangler or whatever, the Creeper.
See, Rondo Hatton pull this guy up. This dude where he's got the full like stretched out face.
Yeah, and
Is
he's
it-
as wide as he is tall, but not fat. It's muscle.
Yeah. Here he goes. Here's what it looks like.
He looks like he's the big guy from The Rocketeer.
He looks like he's fucking. He looks
He
like
looks-
he's from The Godfather.
He looks like fucking Jaws from James Bond.
Yeah, he's got a face for movies.
He does.
Well, yeah, he was. He was a very famous B movie. He played a serial killer and slasher repeatedly in B movies during the 40s.
I feel bad
And-
for him.
Also,
Oh,
you
well-
know how like every fucking Ventru has a shitload of fortitude in this book, specifically.
Well, yeah, they
Yeah,
kind of
but-
have to survive the cesspit. Remember, Vitel's been trying to
Yeah.
kill them.
Yeah, Anarch Attorney.
Yep.
You need this at this point.
It's like,
Fucking
and you're
hell.
a DC. Hey, bro, you got fortitude? Yeah. Amp that shit up. Those are rookie numbers. Come on. 4, 5, anything else.
Yeah, but I'll pump that score up.
Fucking 5 points of fortitude. The dude doesn't even have to.
It's funnier because even the secretary, who has nothing to do with combat, still has fortitude. That's just DC.
And the only one who does.
Actually, no, they just needed to survive all the stray bullets that be flying here.
There's only one woman who doesn't, and that's Gino's secretary Karina Dobson. And she's got 1 point fortitude.
Here's the best
they
part. Karina figured out that Vitel is probably not a Ventru and just doesn't care due to a mixture of the blood bond and being able to do whatever she wants.
She's just here for a paycheck. She's just here to clock in and clock out, and that's it.
Respectable.
You
They have
gotta-
to have all these points in
you-
fortitude to survive Southeast.
She also hates Gino so bad.
And she also has near maxed out virtue. Sucking conscience 5, self-control 5.
You go to her with anything, JoJo, and she says, "I can't help you. That's not my department."
Oh, I also want to point out she's Gould a Delta Force team.
Yeah, she does. That's her personal kill squad.
They're going to go cause a riot at the 9/11 memorial, and that's her plan.
She's going to tell me, I forget the part where that's my problem.
They were the ones that tried to set the charges in the Pentagon, but they didn't go off, unlike
Right.
the ones in the towers.
Yes. You want to talk about Building 7 for next hour?
No.
And then really that's the episode right there. But if you have a copy of the book and you look through it, something I once again appreciate about first edition is that they have the relationship maps in these books for you.
Yes, that is quite.
I would
nice.
say this one's a bad example because there's so many pages of it, and it's just kind of rough to read.
There's so
It
many
is
different
very
webs
wordy,
though.
I
Like
will
we have
say.
a web for the web for the web for the web.
If it means anything, I kind of had some stuff up here for a bit of cross splat and some other stuff in the Modern Knight section.
You got an idea?
Oh yeah, no, like here's what actually happened. So canonically, they don't actually have any adventures for DC by Night, unfortunately. They just give you plot ideas up to and including Vittel getting his hands on the nuclear code. That's where
But
they
given
legitimately
what,
say, you go this way if you want to go crazy.
but given what Berlin by Night story looked like, that's probably for the best.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
god,
it's
Berlin by Nights was so bad.
to give you a short idea that what happens to DC by Modern Knights by 2000 onwards, during the Sabbath's crusade to take the south of the US, yet Sasha Vikos themselves pulling up on the city with an army of Sabbath, killed damn near everyone, took the city over, became the archbishop, then simply got bored and left.
It's funnier. It's even funnier because Vittel actually presented himself because he wanted to try to keep power as Sejanus. And they didn't believe him. They didn't believe him.
No.
He used obtenebration, and they didn't believe him.
He's
Hey,
gonna
I'm
have
not-
Him out.
when you tell enough lies, eventually people stop believing you.
And it's even funnier because after Sasha leaves, the person who's the Archbishop of DC is a Chiasid.
Yeah, the
Oh.
KSC, the one time they ever come up again, Kyle, is in this book.
The one time, man.
The one time.
The only other time they show up in a by night book or anywhere close to that is in Montreal by night.
And that's it.
And that's actually why, because the character that becomes the Archbishop of DC was in Montreal by night.
And then second edition and revised came out and said, this is your plot point. Don't mind if I do kill this plot point. And then they just put a gun to the head of
It
KSC.
never comes up ever again.
It never came up again.
Yeah, so currently, the whole city's just overran by fucking Sabbath, and that's the reason why I don't leave my house. The sun goes down.
Kyle, just in case you forgot what Sasha looked like, there he is.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Which version are you showing? The sweet transvestite alien look from Species,
Yeah,
or
that's
the one
precisely
where they
what's up on the
green.
page right now.
The green.
Yeah, fuck that noise.
Full green Sasha.
Keep in mind that Sasha also likes to wear leather straps, like a fucking weird,
like
a weird one-piece suit that shows off the belly.
Like a satanic Xenobite.
He dresses like Envy from Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah.
That's the plan. He sucked Gortrix's dick and was impregnated by the eldest himself.
Yeah, I gotta go back to my computer to fucking see. Which clans control which sections of the city? For
a minute there, I thought you were going to look up specifically images of Sasha.
Getting butt fucked by the eldest.
No, but I should fucking do that. Post them all over the server.
There's not enough Vampire the Masquerade porn out there.
I mean,
not enough.
Let's be honest. Like, who the fuck would have sex with these characters? Honestly.
Well, they don't. They have sex with you, Kyle. You don't get to say no.
Well, no. Here's the thing. More than you think, unfortunately, because reminder that there is a major reason why werewolf splats still keep the major litanies and details about breeding.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true, and it's all Furry's fucking fault.
Southeast DC is just ran by nothing but Bruja and specifically the Fenthead Sadites. I can attest to someone that lives in this general region. Talking, it's overran by them. Was it literally every other part of? There's a whole zoo here. That's where all the gangrel, I'm sure, are lurking. Downtown is just nothing but the Venture and La Sombra. And for where all the that's before the city falls to the Sabbath. Fucking afterwards, where it's the fucking city's just. Well, it's fucking post 2004, where this whole city's just fucking Sabbath. But I have no idea what to say.
But at this point, it falls to spot. You lose New York City, but you gain Washington D.C.
I don't know. I think that's a good trade. I'd make that deal.
Actually,
damn good deal.
They can't use it because they don't have anyone in charge that has enough damn sense to use the what they have access to.
Oh yeah, give
that's
that.
the best part. After the Kiesi gets killed, no one's smart enough to actually use the levers of power that you could use in DC.
Oh no, the
Then-
keys are still around. My memory serves me right, except if I'm missing something.
No,
And
they
then
got deposed later
the
on.
hashtag our guy who's already in a secret war with the Mossad is going to find out about the masquerade and expose it. He's going to expose the vampire client list any day now.
All right, hey, werewolf shit. Yeah, you can have a whole fucking game
I mean, hey,
here
think about it like
trying
this. At least the Bone Gnawers actually have a bit more leeway because Vitel's dead.
It is.
someone post an image of what the Anacostia River looks like, because you can have a whole werewolf chronicle of trying to unfuck this river.
Oh
The
yeah.
polluted shithole.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not. Is it supposed to have brown color on top of even worse brown color?
Well, I can attest to you, as someone that sees this on a near day-to-day basis, it's worse in person.
Is it normal for the river to be made out of 105% dead bodies in rat carcasses?
Let me put it like this: it's not uncommon to find actual human corpses here.
With how stays up to, you have a bunch of stormwater runoff where it just captures all this different sewage tracks and trash and other toxic pollution. It just goes right into this river.
But the entire Anacostia River, Pentex itself is fucking putting all of its effort in to make sure this thing is as worm-tainted as possible.
Yeah, the Attorney General of the District of Columbia just sued the government over this too.
Yeah, this entire river is something cursed.
Yes, without a doubt.
Cursed. Fucking Mage the Ascension, what notes did I have on
the
here?
NWO, the Syndicate.
Literally just the NWO, the Syndicate.
The story writes itself.
Yeah, you don't even have to try that much with that.
Kept talking nothing.
Oh, and if you're
Yeah,
curious, if you care about Changeling, it's technically part of the Duchy of the Chesapeake.
It is.
I'm gonna fight you, fucking Adam, just for that.
And
no, like it canonically is, along with Baltimore.
And with Wraith the Oblivion, well, I'm currently running a Chronicle of Wraith that takes place here.
Oh yeah, there's a decent little city tour. It's not really amazing because it's kind of a bitch to like go through all the neighborhoods, but a lot of the houses, especially the older ones, were partially built with tombstones from Arlington.
Yes.
Yes.
So there's a lot of things you can get, including fetters.
Quite a few of them, especially in DC.
What was something else in Werewolf I had here? Oh yeah, there's a lot of Utena kinfolk here because, if you know, the city's nickname is Chocolate City because it's the first people that really majorly occupied the place were black people. There's just tons of us here.
Freed slaves, yes.
Yeah, we were the first.
And there with the
exploded
neighborhood
during the Civil War in population. Yeah.
Yeah, the studies flooded with us.
Because once you crossed the CSA border, you were free. Especially once the Emancipation Proclamation of '63 was signed out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the only issue is we build a lot of good businesses up here. Then in the 80s, God damn you, Mr. Ronald Wilson Reagan, you gave my whole people cocaine. We lost everything. And 40 years later, and we're still trying to unfuck ourselves from that.
Now I don't feel bad. The Anarch Free State over in the West actually has the same problem.
you got a bunch of guys who come out of DC. You've got Whale, Lola Monroe, Tabby Bonnie, Glizzy Gang, Gold Link. All these talented artists that definitely are mainstream.
Canonically speaking, all of the Toreador that are natively from the city probably have a specialty in specifically go-go music because
they can't rap. None of the Toreador in DC can rap.
Oh, absolutely
yeah, that's because none of them are black.
All of them will play second fiddle to Atlanta.
What's something else to note? In Beckett's Jihad Diary, he states the city, there's no pretty part of the city. And
there's never been a pretty part of the city.
It's literally only the parts that the tourists go to around the mall.
The Smithsonian, the fucking mall, that's it.
Fun fact, right now, currently Trump is trying to spend $2 billion to cover all of that downtown region in gold paint.
Gold.
Well, I mean, think about it like this.
It's
probably a blessing. It's probably a blessing that building codes prevented buildings from getting taller than the Capitol building.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a couple
really
places that are considered Elysium here is the Lincoln Memorial for some
Oh,
damn
there's a
reason.
lot of under Vattel. A lot of Elysium places existed. Lincoln Memorial. I think Kennedy Memorial also was one, but the problem is it's so close to werewolf territory, no one uses it.
The Jefferson Building.
By the way, they also say in the book specifically that any player that seeks to try to do anything interesting in the Capitol building or White House are to be killed in as many creative ways as possible by the storyteller using whatever convention or or werewolf pack or Vitellis's personal hit squad or Inquisition. Just whatever. They cannot get their hands on it unless you really want to have them fuck around with the world situation.
There should be a more black Tremere here because of Howard University, but they aren't.
Speaking of which, something we missed is that the Inquisition actually has a base here in Georgetown University because that is the oldest not Franciscan. It is the oldest Jesuit college in the Americas.
Sure.
So there is actually an outpost of the Society of St. Leopold, and anyone who goes around Georgetown could just, the power of Christ redeems you, and you go to hell and die.
Yeah.
All right. So Demon the Fallen. If I can Demon the Fallen, it's like you possess a fucking 2-bit politician.
Han Schmidt succeeds in opening the portal.
Yeah, for
and
Demon
the
the
world
Fallen.
fucking ends because
No, it shouldn't be
dumbass.
Han Schmidt. What happens? It should be Peter Van Dorn. Like the fucking South African is the one who accidentally does it because he thinks it's a way to destroy the Tremere because Schmidt gives it to him on purpose to fuck with him.
You have him
and make him look like he's responsible.
You make Peter Van Dorn to stand in for Elon Musk, and he does it.
Gotta give a bit of respect to the native inhabitants to this city. Got the Nekatank people. I butchered their name. That's why I get haunted by Wendigos every night.
Aren't they one of the Powhatan tribes and basically like Algonquin?
Essentially speaking, they were the native people here until the goddamn children of Yaku pushed them out. Now they're practically extinct. They just had to fuse together with other tribes to still have a population. It's like, fucking anything.
Oh, I just realized I'm looking through some of the short story segment because they have a few short they have a few of these short scenario moments, and my eyes already have gravitated towards one of the feeding results. AIDS. The character finishes feeding from a mortal. As they leave, the victim whispers, "I have AIDS. I meant to tell you."
Oh my god! Wait, how the fuck? What does AIDS even do to a vampire?
It just stays in your system, and if you try feeding off of a person, you have a chance of passing on to them.
It's right there.
Yeah, Kyle, you didn't know. Essentially, there's just vampires running around with Gould genetically modified diseases because they sat so long in vampiric vitae. They're Gould now and just can't go away.
That's probably just awful.
And this is why
there's some running around with like a Gould Black Death that can actually kill elder vampires.
This is why it's important to get rid of some of your blood points in the game.
Yes.
So here's a couple of other ones. Wrong blood type. So in this book, they go, hey, there's a lot of experimental treatments for blood diseases, and there's research in experimental drugs. The storyteller could just choose to have you have the worst fucking scenario humanly possible. Like burning extra blood points to awaken every day, or an increase in disciplines spontaneously, or alternatively, you have to constantly spend blood to heal wounds.
Yes.
Oh, here's another one. You accidentally fed on a werewolf from the Sept of the Awakening.
Whatever it is, you're just going to get your ass beat after that happens.
Yeah.
The more I can read and talk about the city, the more I realize this place is a truly cursed place. This place is cursed.
Yes. Well, we get to talk about it again. What was it? Did I schedule the Karen's episode next week? It is next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there we get to talk about how this is cursed Croatan land.
We get to talk about the Bonar perspective on that one.
Because the Bonars believe in the American dream. Literally, that is the totem of that sept.
All right, play Cody Rhodes' theme song.
Do we? Do we have to?
Yes.
There it is. With that,
Go
with
to
that-
southeast.
I was gonna say, JoJo, we just hit 11:15. We've hit time.
Yeah,
We're out of time. We're out of gas.
Yep.
we did it.
There it is.
We need to get out of here before we get murdered by Vittel or all of the things in southeast southeast
Out of
side.
all of us, I think I'm the most in danger over here.
Oh no, I'm already dead.
Oh, okay.
Kyle,
As long as you know.
I live in southeast. East, I'm the most endangered.
Oh wait, you're in DC too, son of a bitch.
Yes, I'm in southeast, man.
JoJo lives near you, and then Greed lives near me.
Oh
Just
damn.
earlier during the Dark Ages game, a fucking car may have crashed right outside my house, and it was left honking for like a fucking good 30 minutes. I can't tell if the guy died or not.
Oh no, it
probably
wasn't for
did, but
30
that's standard
minutes.
for
It was for
DC.
3 hours because it occasionally would just go off again.
Oh yeah, that motherfucker dead.
He's going to the gulag.
No one
Alright.
gave a shit. It was amazing.
It's Kyle, rip the cord. That's enough for this episode. GN.
All right, good night, everybody.
GN.
Hi, Al.
Right.